game of the week.
It's time for the Riverview Rams to get the ball rolling. Yes, they're the #1 team in the state of Florida, but a win against the Manatee Hurricanes would give them their 4th straight playoff berth. It's do or die for Manatee. With a loss, they can forget about the postseason.
Manatee headstrong early on. This Travis Roberts run would set up an early Hurricane score. But Riverview wanted to prove they're high above the competition. Quarterback touchdown Torrey Johnson would live up to the name, darting down the sideline, tying the game up at 7. Manatee threatened in the second quarter, but Riverview's hard-nosed defense wouldn't have it. They were held to just a field goal. 10-7 Manatee. Shot! On the line! Riverview coaches looking for outside help. They needed to look no further than China. China Smith, that is. He pushes his way through with the goal line score.
I just ran hard, followed my halls, and they made a hole. They made it very possible for me.
Second half action, all Rams. Wiz Harris followed the yellow brick road, 49 yards to the end zone. 21-10 Riverview. The cheers for the rest of the game for Torrey Johnson. The speedy QB breaks apart the Hurricane defense, run after run, including a third quarter touchdown. 137 yards on the ground for Torrey.
It just comes to me, like the end comes down and I take off running. That's all it is.
It's win number 8 for Riverview, 35-10, while Manatee's left out of the playoffs.
Well, they're an outstanding team. I mean, they're ranked #1 in the state, and probably deservedly so. We gave them a game for a half. It's hard when you give up big plays.
Riverview's Kilty Band headed for the Macy's Parade. Riverview's Rams headed for an undefeated season.
If we beat Brandon, then we host. But, and that's the main thing, and win the district. That's the main thing. But believe me, we're a long ways from it. One game at a time.
It's easy to cheer for Riverview, still #1, headed for the playoffs, and they got next week off. Too early to be talking state championship? Right now, they're one step closer. That's the game of the week, and I'm Mike Bloomberg, SNN.
Well, congratulations to the Rams. Now, as for the Kilty Band, it looked like they might not make it to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. They were booked on Kiwi Airlines, who recently canceled all their Florida flights. Well, the airline promised to return their money, but not in time to reserve new tickets. Fortunately, though, the Women's Exchange of Sarasota came to the rescue. Friday night before the game, they donated $10,000 to the band, so the trip is on. Sounds like the football team and the band are both on a roll. Now, here's a look at all of this week's scores.
Oh, I can go back and tell you that John Sprague, head coach of Riverview Rams, his daughter Amy got married last year, and it was on the same time as the finals of our basketball tournament, and this year the state championship football game in Daytona is the same as our finals of our basketball tournament. And that may be true, but I want to tell you why they're going to win the state championship, because the chemistry is absolutely perfect, from quarterback to running back, from defense to special teams, from cheerleaders to the band, to the assistant coaches. But let's get right to it, to the head coach. I'm going to call it the way it is. John Sprague is sitting just to my right, not in the picture as of yet, I don't think. He will be in just a moment, or he might be already. Joe Canan, the head coach of the Manatee High Hurricanes, is revered. And I've been here 25 years, used to teach in the Manatee school system, revered as the head football coach at Manatee High School. He's won multiple state championships. Joe is a friend of mine. I've known Joe a lot of years. Used to do the pep rallies when they played their state championships when I worked at a radio station in Bradenton. Paul Meckley, everybody likes Paul Meckley. He's got a shirt that will tell you he won back-to-back state championships, and he's one of the class guys of the area. And another class guy of the area is a man that's been to the big dance twice. Has knocked on the door twice, and has come away short both times. Short not in terms of trying, not in terms of effort, but short in terms of who won the ball game. Well, I'm going to tell you that this is the year that John Sprague, the head coach at Riverview, gets the coveted prize. He gets the big fish. He gets to harpoon the team in the final game, whoever that team is, probably somebody from Pensacola. We'll talk about that. I guess I'm wishing, as director of the Sarasota County Youth Foundation, I always want the young people to do well. but I'm going to take it a step further. It's important to me that John Sprague wins the state championship this year. John Sprague is probably my best friend in all of coaching in Sarasota County. He makes more stops than the mailman makes at kids' homes to make sure they're in school, make sure they're doing well. He really honestly cares. And I'm not saying other coaches don't. I'm only giving you a perspective from John Sprague. He's one short. Oh, sure, he went to Central Michigan University, Chippewas, and he thinks they're the #1 team in the world and everything. He's a man that comes from a very good home. He's a man that married a lovely girl. He's a man that has 2 lovely daughters, one married a year ago, one now probably a sophomore at Florida State University, Amy and Ashley. Sue is his wife. But there is something missing, and I'm going to be as honest as I can with you. I want John Sprague to have the state championship because he deserves it. He will tell you it's about family. He will tell you it's about team. He will tell you it's about his coaches. But I'm going to tell you that it's about he needs a state championship. Paul Meckley has his, and Joe Canan has his, and John Sprague, to me, needs his. Okay, our guest, and we're going to tune in right now with John Sprague, the head coach of the Riverview Rams, the #8 team in America, the #1 team. Now, as soon as I say the #1 team in the state of Florida, 6A, he is going to say the #1 ranked team. He can use the word ranked. I'm going to say that they are the best team. In fact, I'll take it a step further. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. This is the best team in the state of Florida. John Sprague, I didn't in any way, shape, or form, we've known each other too long, mean to embarrass you, but I want you to know from myself and from Laura and from Jason and from Jennifer, our children, we want you this year on a special note. I know it's about team with you, but I want you to have the state championship this year.
I hope you're right.
John, not to put you on the spot, but when somebody does something and they want to be successful, and you've been so successful, and you put everything on the kids and you give the coaches credit and your wife credit, but when you sit in the truck and you go fishing by yourself and throwing the paper out at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you have to really want it for yourself, don't you?
Well, I just think you want, I don't know if it's for yourself, but you want what you do to get the ultimate. Mm-hmm. In other words, I mean, that's what I do. I'm the football coach at Riverview High School, and you hope that your system and everybody involved in it gets to share in the biggest victory. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been involved in some state championship teams in Georgia, and when you can walk away saying, you know, in 1996 you were the best team in the state, and that never changes. Mm-hmm. For life. In 1996 you're the best team in the state of Florida, and I think it. I think when you work as hard as we work, you know, we've knocked on the door so many times, and you got to have some breaks, so forth and so on. You know, I'm the first one to tell you all you can do is all you can do, mm-hmm. But you'd like to win it because for everybody, and I mean that sincerely. You want to win it because your wife's put up with a lot of stuff. You want to win it and say, okay, this 1 year it was absolutely worth it. The problem with coaching at Riverview is our expectation level is so high that, you know, we totally expect to win. Tonight we're going to play Manatee, and they're well coached. They've got a good football team, and we coach to win just like Joe Canan does. And if the only thing that'll be out of the ordinary is if we don't, because we gear ourselves to win. So that old saying, the highs aren't as high as the lows are lows, it's the truth. Mm-hmm. It's the absolute truth. I mean, we've had some great victories here at Riverview. We've beat some great teams. We beat #1 ranked teams in the country. We've beat teams we shouldn't have been on the field with, and we've also lost some real tough ones. You know, I mean, we lost one in the semis, a couple in the quarterfinals. We lost 2 in the state championship game that were heartbreakers, mm-hmm. and especially that one in 1990. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you walk away, but all you do is, you know, as long as you keep doing what you do and you keep getting chances at it, sooner or later some things will happen, and that's what's got to happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, have you ever beat, in your coaching tenure, have you ever beat the #1 team in the nation when a team was ranked #1 in the nation?
Yeah, we 3 times. Mm-hmm. We did it with against Manatee. We did it against Southeast. And I'm trying to think of who else. Somebody else is ranked number 1.
We'll think about that in just a moment, but that was the year that you beat Manatee when they were 1 in the nation. You beat them opening night at their place, and then at the end of the year, were they ranked it all in the state? I know the answer to this. I'm just putting you on because I am a John Sprague fan. This happened twice at Hawkins Stadium in Manatee County.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And they had a kid named Tommy Frazier who was pretty good. We're still down there chasing him. And
but they were 1 in the state 6A.
Yeah, they were ranked number 1 in the nation when we beat them the first time. And then they came back up in the rankings and were ranked number 1 in the state when we played them in the playoffs. So and they've got a great. I mean, we beat a heck of a team that year.
Yeah, but you also had a heck of a team, and you worked very hard. But you left that one part. You talked about your family and the coaches and the kids and everything. But you left that one very important part of why you need to win the state championship. Amy's married now, and the only thing you asked her husband Dave to do is give you a grandson. Now, how are you going to take that little guy fishing? And he says, Grandpa, tell me about the year in 1996 when you won the state championship. Now what are you going to say?
You got to be able to tell him that.
Exactly.
You can't tell him shut up and bait your hook. Yeah, it gets old. Got to tell him you won it. That's right.
Joe Canan is a wonderful coach, and Paul Meckley is a wonderful coach. And the word scheme always comes to play. Explain what the scheme means, like a defensive scheme on the part of Manatee against your offense.
Well, techniques, where their alignment is defensively, their defensive line, their linebackers, what their secondary is going to do, who on our offense, who's going to take dive, quarterback, pitch, do they do change-ups, and I'm sure we're going to get quite a bit of change-ups. He's had 2 weeks, and I think what Joe has in mind is definitely coming in here and beating us, and it'll make their season. Give them a lot of validity. And our concern is with their scheme, what they're going to do defensively and offensively. We know what their base things are, and they were saying that Joe's doing a lot of changes. I don't know how much more he can change. They run every kind of offensive play known to man, different sets, so on and so on. But he does a great job. I tell you, when I look at films, it's enjoyable to watch their films.
Paul Meckley is a very good friend of yours and a very good friend of mine, and we respect Paul, we respect Joe. But as a coach, with Joe on the other sideline, will you be tested tonight as a head coach as much as you've ever been?
Every year.
Every year.
Every year. Con Nicholas looks forward to this game as much as anything because he coaches our defense. Yeah, he looks forward every year. I mean, they come up with some real neat wrinkles, and they do a good job. Our coaching staff's pretty close to their staff. We see them a lot during track meets, so on. So they're a class act. They got, they'll definitely they'll stretch you vertically and horizontally on that field. They do a great job.
We need to take a timeout, and I know that you're going to be watching this game tomorrow. Actually, we're going to talk about who's throwing the paper out in just a moment. John Sprague throws the paper out. He's been doing that for a lot of years. He promised that he would never go to the bank and borrow money to send his little girls to college. Well, Amy finished. She's a teacher, I believe, in Venice. She got married a year ago to a great guy whose only fault is that he comes within one stroke of beating his father-in-law in golf, but will never, ever beat him, or it will never walk away from the golf course if he does. And, of course, Ashley is, in fact, I think Ashley got some college credits. We'll talk to John about that if we have some time. She got some college credits while she was in high school. So she should be a freshman, but maybe really a sophomore at Florida State. But I want to share one thing with you. When Roberto Duran and Thomas Hearns fought, they said mano mano. Tonight, it's really true. Joe is a great football coach. Joe Canan is a great football coach. John Sprague is a great football coach. It's going to be a chess game out there. And they are 4-2. Manatee is. Riverview is undefeated. And people say, well, Manatee, they got beat by Southeast. They didn't beat. Listen, when Manatee plays against Riverview, it's USC, Notre Dame, it's Army, Navy, throw everything out. Two great coaches, two great teams. We'll be back right after this.
Last year's record-breaking heat lasted through summer till the end of fall. Those long, hot summer days are upon us once again, and forecasters are predicting another year of record-breaking heat. Install an Amana air conditioner now and get no payments and no interest for 12 full months and the best warranty in the industry. 10 years parts and labor. Amana Air Conditioning. Call Anderson Air Conditioning. We go the extra mile every day of the year. Anderson Air Conditioning.
After more than a quarter-century of world-class service, Harbor Nissan is growing again into our all-new auto center in Charlotte Harbor. Deal now to save with all new 96 Nissans at absolute factory invoice. Discounts up to $5,000. New Nissan starting from less than $10,900. Harbor Nissan is overstocked and forced to sell new cars and trucks at factory invoice. It's a great time to deal, so hurry in to Harbor Nissan, US 41, Charlotte Harbor.
Oh, by the way, the Riverview football team, we're going to find out when they're leaving for the state championship game. The state championship game is on December 21st, 2021. Right, because our basketball tournament, the ladies' holiday classic, Riverview High School is going to be 19, 20, and 21, and Riverview will win the state championship the same night as the finals of our tournament. They will be in Daytona. But I want to share something with you that we need your help on. We need to get the band, and David Norman does a wonderful job with those young people. They need to raise some money. Here's the phone number. Oh, maybe not write it down, but just remember to call information and get it. It's 923-1484, 923-1484. And if you can spare a nickel, dime, dollar, whatever you want, few dollars, whatever you want. They are going to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Why not try to help the kids? It's well worth it. They've been raising money, and if you can help out, 923-1484. That's for the band going during Thanksgiving vacation. Now, the second thing I'd like you to do before we get back to head coach John Sprague, Riverview Rams, state champions, 1996 Harpoon prediction before the season, and in the midseason, and at the end of the season, the cheerleaders are going to Dallas, Texas, and then to New Orleans. They will be the Riverview Ram cheerleaders. They will be performing at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, and they will be going to Dallas for a national competition. They were in the top 5% of the nation, and they will be representing our area. Same phone number, 923-1484. Help the band. Go to Macy's, help the cheerleaders go to Dallas and New Orleans, and then you can get on the bus on the 20th or the 21st of December and spend Hanukkah, the 8 days of Hanukkah, with the Riverview Rams, because this year is the state championship year. Big game tonight. You've already seen it. The newspaper said it was going to be a 30-point game, 55 and change to something. But let me tell you something. Although most people will go, you got to be kidding me. There's no place on this field from the one to the other 1 yard line that the Riverview Rams can't score from. Let's go back to John Sprague, head coach. Okay. Just tell me something. I want to finish with Ashley just for a minute, your youngest daughter. She did take some classes that gave, what was it?
She had 18 credits.
In high school?
Yeah, that in dual enrollment. So actually, she's actually a first semester junior now. Junior. So she basically got about, I'd say 75% of her freshman year over with at Riverview. So that helped out financially.
And then she didn't go to Central Michigan. You went to Central Michigan?
Yeah, it was either Harvard or Central Michigan. I went academic. I went to Central Michigan.
And you know where I went? The Yale of the South.
That's right, the Yale of the South, Western Kentucky. That's exactly right.
Manatee coming in 4-2, got beat by Southeast, a deceiving 4-2, although they came back in a couple of ball games that will be ready to play. Not that you have the word fear in your vocabulary, but what are you concerned about that you're going to have to do tonight against Manatee's offense, first of all?
Well, they had 5 drives of 50 yards on Southeast. They had 6 plays of over 20 yards, so field position. Where they start those drives is what's going to be important. Secondly, we're going to have to get some turnovers. Our defense is going to have to get some turnovers. And I think the secret to this is for our offense not to lay it on the ground. The more times you let them reload, the bigger problems you got, because they've got some big play athletes. They're wide out, they're tailback, quarterback. They're an awful good football team. I was very impressed with them in the Southeast film. Southeast had them so fast, it was like 28-6 or 28-0. And they threw 2 passes. They had some big breakdowns in the secondary about who was covering, and that's not normally the case. They were just wide open, gimme type things, and of course that's part of the game. You take advantage of it, but other than that, they traded out pretty good with Southeast.
Most people say you play one game, then another, then next Friday, but you said, wait, they've had 2 weeks. boy, if somebody scheduled their off week at the right time before Riverview, and that people don't realize that's a big off week before a Riverview game.
They had it last year. They
said it like that.
Yeah, so did Carroll City. So, you know, everybody does that.
You scheduled Carroll City.
Yeah.
You scheduled.
Yeah, I got to talk to our athletic director. But they, but you know, that's, and we've got a few different changes for them too. I don't know if they're going to work. Two ways we look at it. That sometimes when you have the off week, and you prepare so much for what they do, then when you come out there and you do something a little differently like we did last year, then it can also be a little confusing for the other opponents. So we've got some things we've put in also.
Manatee is in your district, and they're 6A, and you're 6A, and Southeast is in the district. And I know that you've already won this game. I mean, like, this is good. No, listen, seriously. You won this game. See, this is being shown now at like 9:45 on Saturday morning, so congratulations.
Well, geez, I appreciate it.
Okay. But would you be kind enough, we don't know about the Southeast game, would you be kind enough to explain what can happen in your district, who goes to the playoffs, and what could happen with who beats who, please?
The situation is this. If Southeast wins out, if they beat Brandon, and I think they have Bloomingdale.
Tonight, last night at Southeast.
Right. If they beat Brandon and Bloomingdale, and we're fortunate enough to beat Manatee and Brandon, or even if we lose to Manatee and beat Brandon, Brandon would have 2 losses, and Southeast beat them, so Southeast would go and we'd go.
Okay.
And see, well, I'd take that back, because if Manatee only has 2 losses, if they beat us in Plant City, then they and Southeast would be, no, Southeast would go, because they beat when they played.
And so it would come down to a head-on-head, just a matchup, and then.
Now, if we win and Brandon wins, then it comes down to the following district week. Whoever wins is number 1. And whoever loses number 2. The way we approach it with our kids is, if you win tonight, you're in the playoffs. If you win the following week, you host the playoffs. This is our seniors' last home game. It's a group of seniors that have.
But you're going to qualify that, right?
Well, this is their last regular season home game.
Season, okay.
Now, should they beat Brandon the following week, then they bring it home. If we lose to Manatee and beat Brandon, we're district champions. But Tonight puts us in the playoffs. It's the first big step to a championship season.
To December 21st. This is not true, what I'm going to tell you now. You want to take a break? Okay, I want you to think about something. Somebody once made the comment is, if I don't win the district, I'd rather not go to the playoffs, because you're always on the road. That can't be true. You always want to go to the playoffs. We'll come back with John Sprague. What do you mean, because you travel? When they won the playoffs, and when they won the game a few years ago and got into the thing, the first thing to the playoffs, first thing John Sprague said was, we're in the playoffs. Of course, they hosted, they won the district, but they're in the playoffs. I don't know who said that. That's not a smart statement. We'll be right back. Somebody did say that.
Score big with Derby South's fall football savings. It's model year closeout time at Derby South in Venice. Get the best deal of the year with year-end manufacturer incentives on all 1996 Buicks, GMCs, and Isuzus. Also introducing no haggle pricing on our huge selection of pre-owned cars and trucks, all priced below book value. Now is the time to buy. Come experience the Derby South difference. These great deals are only at Derby South in Venice, just 20 minutes south of Sarasota Square Mall on Business 41.
October is the perfect time to reminisce with Comcast. Remember the movie that made you laugh?
Put the other one up!
Made you cry? And made you gasp? Join Comcast for a look back at the memorable roles played by some of today's biggest stars. Enjoy a month of memories.
To a job well done.
With Comcast.
The program you are watching is brought to you by Comcast.
All right, welcome back, everyone. My name is Harpoon. Comcast Cable every Wednesday night at 6, every Sunday night at 6:30. Just Kids to recognize, promote, support, encourage academic, athletic, civic, and cultural achievement. And next Saturday, you're on your own at 9:30. And next Saturday, you're on your own at 10 o'clock, but you still, is that correct? Did you tell me the right thing? Hungry Howie's. They want me to tell you about Hungry Howie's. Perfect. Not only right after the game today, after the big victory. I like the Rams in this game. I like the Rams every week. It doesn't matter. This is the team of destiny. And the Rams like Hungry Howie's. In fact, if they had one choice to go for food, they'd say, I want to go to Hungry Howie's, because they give you any kind of topping that you want at Hungry Howie's, and they give you anything you want. You can get the Howie bread, you can get sodas, you can get pizza, you can get spaghetti, you can get whatever you want. And you know what they do, Hungry Howie's? They bring us the food right here. So we can have pizza and for John, and John's wearing his Rams hat and everything, and Scott and Dan, and we thank the people at Hungry Howie's. But I want to tell you something. I want you to come out and I want you to follow the Riverview Rams. But anyway, I told you we were off next week. We don't have a game. Nobody's home next week. We don't have a game. The following week, big game, Charlotte and Sarasota. Of course, we're going to have the Riverview Sarasota game, and you know who's going to win that game? My favorite team's going to win that game. Neither. See, they're going to be tied at the end of the game. Then they're going to play the Kansas tiebreaker, and it's going to go for hours and hours and hours, and nobody's going to win. And then they're going to say the first tie in the history of high school football since the Kansas tiebreaker. Got out of that one, didn't I? John Sprague's our guest. I will never pick against a Sarasota school. But when we play outside Sarasota County, like tonight when we play Manatee County, did you read the paper 55? From it, yeah. See, now wait. See, now but you're honest. No way, right? No way, 55.
What are the odds? The odds, it's hard to score 55 points on air.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a serious question?
Sure.
We've been friends a long time, right?
Yeah.
I've never lied to you, right?
No.
Okay. And you've never lied to me?
Never.
Okay. You saying what are the odds of scoring 55?
That's correct.
What are the odds of the New York Yankees winning 3 in Atlanta?
Maybe better than scoring 55.
Hey, what do you think about the World Series? I mean, the one game, it's either 3-3 or the series is over, but up till now, up till our taping, you surprised?
Hurt me. I'm a Braves fan.
Yeah, you love them.
Oh, yeah, I lived in Atlanta. I was there when they were bad. Yeah, I was a Braves fan when they were bad, but, yeah, they've gone from... they've gone from being the most heralded, greatest baseball team of all times, better than the 50s and 60s Yankees, to, well, they probably lose this thing. So that's how quick it is.
Gosh, but fame is fleeting, huh?
In a heartbeat.
You find that out with your 9-iron, don't you, when you play golf?
Yeah, it doesn't take too many. One shank. Yep.
Hey, we talked about your son-in-law. Come on, the game's already over. You won the ball game. Big victory for the Rams. You stay undefeated. You're going to win the district. You're going to win the state championship. You're going to wind up number 4 or 5 in the nation with USA Today. But let's get to your boy Dave, your son-in-law. Now, tell me, I forgot. What's his last name?
Walker.
Oh, that's right. You told me that before, Dave Walker. How good is he in golf? I mean, I want to know, you say he'll never beat you, Mr. Golfer.
I'm glad he's a good marine biologist. That's right. Yeah. No, I told him, see, no matter how hard he practices, no matter if he takes lessons, and if he took lessons and I found out, you know what I'd do to him.
Exactly right.
Now, if he dedicated his entire life, I'll always beat him by 1 stroke.
1 stroke. But do people know that there are 22 to 24 drivers, 9-irons and 5-irons and golf bikes in your office, in your football? Do you chip golf balls in your office?
No. That's for my golf class. I think some of those date back to the
teach
20s.
golf here?
Oh, yeah, two periods of golf. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Oh, does Dave, your son-in-law, know you teach golf?
Oh, yeah, he knows. But see, the thing about Dave is he can't get that ego out of the game.
That's right.
See, all you got to do is appear, get to his macho. He's a very intelligent young man, but you just psych him a little bit. You couldn't reach that thing from here, and he's swinging hard. Yeah, that's right, you can get him.
So he and Amy have been married just about a year, right?
Be a year in December. Sure. Yeah.
On the finals December. I'll tell you when it was, December 30th.
That's correct.
That's correct. Yeah. Because that was the finals of our basketball tournament, and the finals is December 21st. You know what else is December 21st?
I have no idea.
Come on. Now, where with 2 minutes? Okay.
They got a thing going on at Daytona.
Daytona. This is very funny. I must look at him. He's the catcher. There's Jim Leyritz giving me the curveball. Most times they stand by the camera and go 2 minutes, 3 minutes. He's down there like Jim Leyritz to the Yankees. You want the Yankees or the Braves? Yankees. Wonderful.
Front runner now. If you asked him at 3,
he would have changed it.
He'd have been a Braves.
Where's
Tomahawk?
Yeah, I know it. Right? Where's Amy at Venice, right?
Venice Middle. Really enjoys her job. First year teaching, she's into the kids like your son. Well, she likes it.
And they do stay over every once in a while because they come over visit mom and dad. But I notice you have them stay over. You throw the route papers. You've been doing that a lot of years.
Yeah,
you always invite them to stay over on a Friday night. Why?
Because I think it's just a good idea for him to get up in the morning on Saturday.
Throw the route.
Throw the route.
You don't throw the route anymore.
Oh, yes, I do too. But every now and then
Wait, you don't go with him.
No, sometimes we went out and saw the Four Tops and Four Seasons, a birthday gift to me, which I ruined.
Just the other night?
Yeah, and then
Frankie Valli was there.
Oh yeah, and we had a good time. And then Dave got up and threw the route. So I saw him after practice. He was looking a little weak.
Wait, did you say birthday present to you that you what? You ruined it? You didn't.
Well, it was a surprise, and they said we're going to go out to eat, and I said I'm not going out to eat Wednesday night, the night of the Manatee, the week of the Manatee game. So I called Dave and tried to beg off. Look, we'll just make it another time, and they had to let the cat out of the bag. My wife was mad, but anyway, that's.
And you went to see Frankie Valli and
the Four Tops. Yep, Levi Stubbs and the Four Tops. Enjoyed every second of it.
Did you want to? Do we have to go now? Are we waving goodbye? Before we go, did you want to? Big Girls Don't Cry? Or no, that wasn't theirs, right? What was the name? It was. Go ahead, a little bit. Come on.
I'm more like Otis Redding, sitting on the dock of the bay here.
There you go. Hey, listen, big victory, and from me to you, on a personal, I want you to win the state championship. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
Take care. His name is John Sprague, one of the real good people. Not only on a football field, but he cares about our young people. Believe me. In the classroom, in the weight room, in his office, with college recruiting, with kids. I got to go. Go to Hungry Howie's. We will see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy the game.
Let's face it, where you buy a car is based on how you're treated, the price, and trade-in value. Here's what customers say about Sarasota Nissan Jeep Eagle.
I went to one other dealership, and they were so rude. They were terrible. So I walked out of there. I came to Sarasota Jeep. Within a couple hours, I had my car. I was happy. The payments were wonderful. I saved $100 a month. I had such a good deal. My husband came back and bought a Jeep Wrangler.
At Sarasota Nissan Jeep Eagle on Bee Ridge at Beneva, we treat you the way you want to be treated.
No matter where you are, there's a report being prepared, research being done, technology being used, all to bring you important political information, up-to-the-minute weather conditions, plus helpful tips and advice. So when you need important information...
You mean I'm not a bad parent?
Not a bad parent.
Good.
You can count on Comcast. The program you are watching is brought to you by Comcast.
Today's game, the Manatee Hurricanes versus the Riverview Rams at the Ram Bowl.
From the Ram Bowl on the campus of Riverview High School, this is high school football. Along with Tim Garvey, I'm Ralph Giannotti, and we've got a great game tonight featuring two big 6A powers, the Riverview Rams and the Manatee Hurricanes. Tim, what are we expecting tonight?
A full moon, Ralph.
All right.
A full moon, Ralph. It's already here, man. It's going to be a great football game between two really good football programs. Riverview is undefeated, and they're just really putting it to everybody. Manatee comes in here with a year in question. This would be a great victory if there's any possible way they could do it. We're going to watch things unfold tonight and see how this game goes. And we're going to be some hard hitting, I can guarantee you that.
Well, these two programs have had their years. Riverview is up right now, ranked number 1 in the state, number 8 in the USA Today poll, number 2 in the Florida Gatorade Top 25 poll, number 6 nationally by Street and Smith's Football Magazine, and it goes on and on for the Riverview Rams. For the Manatee Hurricanes, this is not the year that they'd like to have or that they're accustomed to. We'll talk more about that later. Right now, the kickoff, that's Mike Schaefer kicking for Riverview. Jay Frank is injured, but he will be kicking later tonight. The Hurricanes' return is out to the 22-yard line, and carrying the ball upfield for them was, I believe, Ryan French. We will look at the Canes 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. Tim, this Manatee Hurricane team has won a number of state championships. Coach Joe Canan has put together a program that some have said resembles a small college program. This year, it's not quite where everybody expects it to be, and that's reflected by the fans on the far side who did not come in great numbers tonight. And the handoff Mike Griffin gives to Travis Roberts. Roberts goes across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Rams are up to the task defensively, at least on the first play.
Yeah, here the quarterback, Mike Griffin, just takes the ball, hands it to the first man through there. And he's hit big time by 54, Travis Mullet, just plugging up a huge hole. Basically, they just wasn't anywhere to go for him, and just a short gain.
Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. As you look at the sidelines for the Manatee Hurricanes. Mike Griffin is the quarterback. Travis Roberts and Kyle Levengood are generally in the backfield. Right now we've got 2 wingmen. Back to throw. Pass is complete on the far side to Lee Waters, and Waters is out of bounds at the 44-yard line. And that's the combination we're going to have to look out for the Hurricanes. Mike Griffin to Lee Waters has gained a lot of yardage this year, and we'll see that a few times tonight.
Yeah, you'll see the quarterback, Griffin, just drop straight back, and they gave him a look that they really weren't familiar with. And you can see there's a mix-up over there between Todd Johnson and Dylan Delory over there, and the man's wide open for a first down.
Actually, that was Kyle Levengood who got the reception. My mistake, I'm sorry. Griffin fades, now takes it himself upfield, across the midfield stripe to the 49-yard line, and it'll be a gain of about 7 on the play, and the Rams have come out a little bit flat. The Hurricanes have come out smoking.
Well, Ralph, I don't know if the Rams are flat. They've really just made some good calls. This is a design quarterback draw. You see they've got that same set. Looks like an all-passing formation. He takes 3 steps back, just takes off up the middle. There you'll see number 52, Bubba Hubbard, trying to get in there, and just a nice 8-yard gain for the quarterback.
Griffin's got 1 back in the offense, 3 wide receivers, 2 on the near side. It's 2nd down and about 3 for the Canes. And the running back, Levengood, goes maybe a yard, possibly 2. The Rams defense is going to have to plug some holes here. The Manatee Hurricanes have come out fired up. Last time out for Manatee was a loss to Riverview.
Here Griffin hands off to Levengood. First man through, just runs it up in the middle. There's really nothing there. They've just blocked up in the middle, and the Rams defense holds them right there. Got 3rd down and a long 1.
Into the ball game now. It's P.J. Price. Price wears number 30 for the Canes. He gets the call, and he got the first down across the 45.
I think the Hurricanes just want to do, Ralph, they want to get some first downs. They want to do some ground control. They want to keep the ball away from the Rams offense. The Rams offense is what's going to hurt you. So if they can run up the clock here, run it down, get a time-consuming drive going, that's what they're going to do. And they only got about 3 yards on that carry, but they only needed 1. They've got the first down. They've got 4 new downs and can eat up some more clock.
They continue to keep the ball on the ground. Only 1 pass play so far tonight for Manatee. Ball is at the 43-yard line. Snap. Deep drop. Now roll left for Griffin. Griffin unloads. The pass is complete. And down to the 20-yard line for the Hurricanes is Mark Nyland. The big senior tight end hauls in the pass and brings it down at the 21.
Now you'll see on the screen here, he comes from the top of the screen. He comes all the way across. There you'll see the fake handoff to Roberts. Quarterback rolls out over this side. Boom, he's wide open. Nice job. Nice route run and plenty of time. The offensive line of Manatee Hurricanes really did a good job, and the quarterback rolled out to give him even more time. That's a great play by the Hurricanes.
You see Travis Roberts in the backfield, and now the shovel pass to Roberts. Roberts goes up the middle, down to the 10-yard line. May have gotten a first down on that really great shovel pass.
What a great play by the Hurricanes. This shovel pass is a little bit scary. But one thing is, it's a forward pass, so if it does fall to the ground, it is incomplete. You'll see the quarterback, Mike Griffin, go back, and then he just pitches the ball forward, which is called a shovel pass. 33 there is Travis Roberts, and he just does some good work. Offensive line making some holes. Got to give him credit, Ralph. They're moving the ball right now.
1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. The Hurricanes can get a first down without going into the end zone. Mike Griffin at quarterback, running this offense, doing very well, keeps it himself. Now he pitches back. Is he in? No, he isn't. He's just shy of the end zone. Roberts doing the carrying there. That is Travis Roberts, the junior tailback. Got out of bounds at the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and a yard, and take a look at this one.
Yeah, you've got your 2 tailbacks in the ball game. Got your fullback up front, 34, 33, last second. Quarterback holds the ball as long as he can. Takes the ball, pitches it out. Number 3 for Riverview, Terrell Cheeves comes up, and they drive him out of bounds about the 1.5, 2-yard line, and they're going to measure for the first down, Rel.
Well, we'll see what the officials say about where he went out of bounds. It was a great play and a great run. The officials stretch the sticks out. They'll be shy of the first down by a matter of inches. They'll bring it back out to the near side hash mark.
Officials time out for measurement.
Well-designed play, though, by the Hurricanes, Ralph. Really doing a good job of crisscrossing, matching up, doing the right things. The blocking assignments are there. And Manatee has come out to play some football tonight.
Second, about a half yard.
It'll be 2nd and inches for the Hurricanes down near the Rams goal line. We're 8:05 left in the first quarter. We have no score. Hurricanes have had the ball since the opening kickoff, and they are looking to cap a 79-yard drive. There you go. In the picture is P.J. Price. Give us to Price, is he? Yes, he is. Price is in for the touchdown. P.J. Price, the sophomore running back, goes in for the first touchdown of the night. Take a look at it here.
Watch the job the offensive line does, Ralph. The defensive line, what they want to do is just dive into the ground and try to clog it up. And there you see P.J. Price just does a good job before 52. Anthony Bubba Hubbard can get in there just a little bit too late, and they got the touchdown.
For the Hurricanes. Looks like Jason Bartz will do the kicking.
First ball down.
We'll take a look at it from the end zone. You'll have a great view of this one. Kick is good. And it's 7-0. Manatee over Riverview. We'll be back with more right after this.
We're finally here. The all-new Gettle Toyota is open, and we're excited to be here. Our huge showroom features today's newest Toyotas and Kias at Gettle's guaranteed lowest prices. The all-new Gettle Toyota stocks over 500 new and used cars, trucks, and vans. State-of-the-art service, parts, and body shops add to the Gettle assurance of worry-free driving. All of this plus your lowest price or $5,000 guaranteed. The all-new Gettle Toyota Kia on US 41, 3 miles north of Sarasota-Braden Airport.
Want to get in on the action? Or maybe you just feel lucky. Come on, take a chance. Whether it's thoroughbred horse racing or championship greyhound racing, Sarasota Kennel Club has it all. You can bet on it.
Well, we're back here, 7-0 right at the beginning of this game, Ralph, and I think Manatee has come out and shown the Rams that they're going to play a good football game tonight.
They sure are. The Hurricanes just marched right down the field, had a couple of good-looking passes, one on a sideline pattern and one a shovel pass, and now we'll see if the Rams can answer. China Smith takes the kickoff all the way back to the 39-yard line. It was a short, wobbly kick. But Smith took it upfield, and the Rams will set up shop at the 39.
First down, Rams.
Tony Everhart with the tackle there. They just punched that ball. They don't want it to go back to Wiz Harris. He has some returns for touchdowns this year. And they punched it, and who gets it but China Smith. So they end up at almost the 40-yard line.
Not exactly the guy you want to hand the ball to.
For sure. Well, let's see what the Rams can do, Ralph.
Riverview will start with quarterback Torrey Johnson. They have the broken bone. They've got a fullback and 2 wings. In motion, Jermaine Ward. Handoff up the middle, and the Rams are snowed under. It didn't look like China Smith got anywhere. In fact, he might have even lost a half a yard.
They give it to the guy right in the center of the screen, China Smith. Number 9 goes in motion. Jermaine Ward, they give it to China Smith. He's running right there, right up the middle of the gut, and there's nothing there.
Gave him a half a yard on the spot. Second down and 9. Again, the broken bone for the Rams. This time the motion is to the near side. Torrey Johnson keeps it himself, and he could go all the way. Take a look at Torrey Johnson. He just went 61 yards for a touchdown. Torrey Johnson faked to China Smith, put the ball on his hip, and took off around the right end, and nothing but clean, crisp ball air between him and the goal line.
Well, Ralph, what happens here is you have 4 guys counting Torrey Johnson that Manatee has to key on. They can't key on any one guy. They're all looking for the pitch. Torrey Johnson, as soon as he gets by the line of scrimmage, he is gone, Ralph. He will go all the way. They're not going to stop him. Torrey Johnson has great speed. What a great play by the Riverview Rams.
Jay Frank, who has a sore ankle, is not kicking off tonight, but he will do the PATs and the punts and field goals. His shot is good, and it's a 7-7 ball game. That was a drive of 2 plays and 45 seconds of playing time.
And the first play took 30.
Yeah. And how fast does Torrey Johnson run the 61 yards? We should have timed the play. Well, it is fireworks night at the Ram Bowl. We're off and running. This could be a track meet by the time it's over.
Well,
we'll see who can run the furthest and the fastest.
Yeah, it could be interesting to see, because what Manatee wants to do is drive it down their throat. Riverview wants to score at will. They can score quickly, and they have the manpower to do that. And they just proved it very quickly.
Mike Schaefer to kick off for the Riverview Rams. Waters is back tape, along with Travis Roberts. And see if they prefer to kick to Lee Waters. No, it'll go to Roberts at the 10, and his knee was down as soon as he caught the ball. Looked like a shortstop going down a field, a grounder, in high school and, in fact, in college ball. If you've got the ball and your knee goes down, you're down.
Yeah, you'll see Travis Roberts, number 33. The ball kind of hangs up a little bit. Right there, as soon as his knee touches the ground, you see the official at the bottom of your screen immediately waving his hands and blowing the whistle. Of course, you can't see the whistle being blown. You can only hear that.
Well, if you got a good close-up.
Okay. We'll try to get that close-up next time. We want to see the whistle being blown.
First and 10, just inside the 10-yard line for the Manatee Hurricanes. They're in a bit of a hole on the second kickoff that they've received. There's the shuttle pass again, and this time the Rams were there. Brian Miller nailed it. Take a look at this, folks.
What a play. This is that same play we saw earlier, the shovel pass. The senior, Brian Miller, I'm sorry. Man, what a play. Right there, he's on him before the ball's even really got to him.
Travis Roberts.
He wasn't going to be fooled that time.
Excuse me, Tim. Travis Roberts never had a shot on that play. A loss of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 14 for the Hurricanes.
He had a shot. It just wasn't the shot he was wanting.
You might say he got a shot.
He got a shot.
Now the officials call a timeout, and let's see why. The Hurricanes take a timeout with 6:33 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-7. We'll be back with more right after this.
Score big with Derby South's Fall Football Savings. It's model year closeout time at Derby South in Venice. Get the best deal of the year with year-end manufacturer incentives on all 1996 Buicks, GMCs, and Isuzus. Also introducing no haggle pricing on our huge selection of pre-owned cars and trucks, all priced below book value. Now is the time to buy. Come experience the Derby South difference. These great deals are only at Derby South in Venice, just 20 minutes south of Sarasota Square Mall on Business 41.
With so many entertainment options, isn't it wonderful that Comcast brings the best original productions right to you? It's so easy to watch the newest made-for-cable movies filled with suspense and thrills. Plus original series packed with excitement and drama. When it comes to great entertainment, count on Comcast to bring it home.
The program you are watching is brought to you by Comcast.
While we have a moment, we want to thank the folks at Hungry Howie's on Bee Ridge Road. They provided the pregame meal for the Comcast cable crew, and we had some wonderful Howie bread, some great pizza from Hungry Howie's on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Mike Griffin to throw on the outside, and it is incomplete, I believe. Are they going to give him a completion? Yeah, they are. And Robert Smith was the receiver, and he picked up about 7 yards.
Look at this set. They had 5 guys out, 3 at the top, 2 at the bottom. The outside receiver cut in behind the inside receiver and just did a little down and in. And John Chivas is right there. Put the stop on him for just a short gain.
Puts the ball at about the 12-yard line. 3rd and 8 for Manatee here. Deep in their own territory. Long count. Big snap. Pass to Waters is complete. Waters did not get the first down, but he was hit by a ton of Riverview ball players. It looked like Josh Rennick was one of the ones in there early.
Yeah, Josh Rennick makes a great play here. You see the quarterback, Mike Griffin, 3-step drop, quick throw. Guy's open, but you're going to give him that. And you see Josh Rennick coming up, number 10. Stops him. They're going to have to punt here.
4th and 2. This is no gamble right now. You just punt the football away. You're at your own 18-yard line, and it's a 7-7 ball game with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And boy, you got Wiz Harris and Torrey Johnson, both back, so you can't kick it away from either one of them.
Here's the punt. It's a high spiral. Ball turns over nicely at the 40-yard line. It's Wiz. Wiz is at the 45. A flag as he's brought down at the 46-yard line. Tackle made by Tony Everhart. Let's see what the flag's about. I think we're going to get a clip.
Yeah, they're going to have an illegal block on Marvin Harris, and I don't know if I agree with it, Ro.
Let's take a look at the replay.
You'll see Torrey Johnson comes across. Watch this block. He does the same block. Well, his head's behind him a little bit. His head is behind the guy that he blocks, so they're going to call that every time. Wow.
Yeah, Marvin Harris is the guy, number 7.
They're going to lose some serious yards.
You need to keep that head in front of the guy you're hitting. Once that head is behind his back, they're going to call the clip, as you said, Tim, every time.
Yeah, it's hard to do. Once you commit yourself to making that block, if that guy moves and you can't get your head out there, you're going to get called.
Rams are 7-0 coming into tonight's contest. Manatee 4-2. By most school standards, 4-2 isn't too bad. For the Hurricanes, 4-2 is kind of a what's going on season. Torrey Johnson says Ward in motion. China Smith up the middle. Down to the 41-yard line and a 12-yard gain, a first down. China Smith just kept rolling like Old Man River.
China Smith from the middle of the set back there takes the ball, goes off the left side. What a nice block there by number 79, Torrance Hayes. And then he goes down and looks to find somebody else. About 11-yard gain and a first down.
Brian French took a punishing hit as he tried to make the tackle. 1st and 10. China Smith again, still on his feet across the 45 to the 46. And somebody just got in late, but they're not going to call it because he kind of went over the pile. It'll be a gain of 4 for the Rams. Be 2nd down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, this is basically the same play. They keep number 9, Jermaine Ward, going in motion. They hand the ball first guy through, China Smith. And he actually is about 3 or 4 yards downfield before anybody hits him, before there's any offensive lineman there either. And they get the offensive lineman moving some holes. There's going to be some big gains.
P.J. Price held on to a shoelace to bring him down. Torrey Johnson gets the snap, and we have a flag right at the beginning of the play. I don't know which way it went. While we're looking at flags, why don't we take a look at the officials for tonight's game? There you take a look at the official,
offside,
the referee for tonight's game. As Jerry Cole, the umpire is Angela Tabuzi. I'm going to get it right. Taburzi. Steve Osborne is the linesman. The line judge is Brian Beat. Back judge is Bill Sodlecki, and the clock operator is Super Dave the Toolman Taylor. 2nd and 1 after the penalty for Riverview. China Smith got the call, but look out. Torrey Johnson goes all the way again, but it's coming back. Torrey Johnson went 50 yards, but there's a flag back at midfield.
And it will be coming back, Ralph.
The preliminary indication is holding against Riverview.
What a tough break.
That play, they've called it twice. It's worked twice.
Now here you see Torrey Johnson. The holding is right in the middle of the offensive line somewhere, and the referee throws his flags immediately into right in the middle of that pile.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the holding is called from, but Torrey Johnson's off and running, and it's coming back, and they'll reload and just do it again.
Jermaine Johnson is back, saying, "Come on, guys, come on back. We'll do it again." Along with one of the offensive linemen, it looks like Torrance Hayes.
Yeah, Torrance Hayes is pretty fired up out there. He's just saying, "Hey, come on, we'll just do it again. No big deal. We'll just line up. We can do it every time we want to."
We'll see what Jerry Cole indicates
on Sportsman.
Holding against Riverview. And they will mark off 10. Dead ball foul on sportsmanlike conduct. And that may be on the bench. We won't speculate other than an unsportsmanlike conduct call in that situation generally will come because somebody on the sideline said something.
And Ralph, they need to keep their heads together in this type of game. You know, these newspapers can predict all they want about how bad, you know, the Rams are going to beat Manatee, but they're going to come in here and line up. And you can put it on paper, but you got to play it on the grass, and that's what's happening tonight. And mistakes like this are really going to hurt.
It is.
Now they've got to overcome 25 yards in penalties.
2nd and 25 right here for Riverview.
Add that to a 50-some-yard run, that's a big penalty.
Costly, because there was a touchdown involved. Wiz Harris gets the call and gets 13 of it back to the 39-yard line. Nice pass from Torrey Johnson out to Wiz Harris. And one of the things that Joe Canan said earlier this week was they've got to contain Wiz Harris.
It's actually a lateral, really, if you look at that ball back to Wiz Harris. The surprising thing is the ease that the Rams are moving the football. It looks like they can pretty much do what they want to. They've been shut down a few times, but they're making 10 and 12 yards a carry or a pass.
What else is happening here is that the pass is part of the Rams' offensive game plan tonight. You don't see that too often. Pitch goes back on the turf, and falling on it for the Rams is Roderick Miller. And he falls on it all the way back at the 21-yard line. Loss on the play of 17 yards.
And that's good heads-up football. That's a good coach player right there, I'll tell you. When 22, Roderick Miller just jumps on that football. The instinctive thing to do is to want to scoop it up and try to make something happen. And if he would have done that, probably Manatee would have recovered that ball. But he did the right thing. He fell on the ball. Gives the offense a chance here to get it kicked downfield, and let's see what can happen.
It will be 4th and 27. The ball at the 23 after the fumble. High snap to Jay Frank, but he'll get it off. A weird spiral. The ball will take a Riverview roll to the 41-yard line where it's down, and with 2:03 to go in the first quarter, we're tied at 7-7. Manatee to get the ball.
Aaron Bartolane covered that ball down there.
About 42.
Not one of Frank's better kicks, but he did get a good roll. You know, sometimes you have a series of plays that just breaks down, and that's what happened there. They got the nice run by Torrey Johnson, and then they had the mistake, and then the unsportsman call, then the fumble. They're just going to have to regroup, and defense is going to have to sharpen up here.
At the 42-yard line, the Manatee Hurricanes have the ball 1st and 10 in their own territory. Mike Griffin at quarterback is going to try to set the Canes back, and there is the same kind of play, but at least it ended up in the hands of Travis Roberts. Roberts was able to hold on to the football, although he had to go down to get it. Covered the ball down, and it's a loss of about 6 on the play.
And watch number 95, Aaron Bartolane. He's the one that makes this play. There you see, it looks like it's going to be a little jump pass. He rolls out, and there's Bartolane. Pow! He nails the quarterback, Mike Griffin. And all they can do is just cover the ball.
Jay Simmons had some good containment in the backfield, too. Play might not have gone anywhere even if it had been executed a little better. 2nd and 16 for the Hurricanes. Griffin may have drawn somebody offside, but there's no call. Whoa, right up the middle and nowhere for Griffin to go. He was spun down, and I think once again it was Jay Simmons who was in on the play. Simmons grabbed him and spun him around like a rag doll.
Yeah, it's Jay Simmons. They're just going to try a quarterback draw again. See Simmons up from his safety spot. They don't think at all they're going to pass the ball. And he just comes in and he just drops him along with Mo Long, who's in there. But Simmons made that play.
Another loss of about 3. It'll be 3rd and 19 for the Hurricanes.
That Simmons, Ralph, is 6'4", 201 pounds.
Deceptive.
Looks like he's playing a defensive end spot there tonight, actually.
He's playing up high. He may be playing some of that zone line defense. We'll talk about that. Simmons to throw downfield. The pass is complete at the 50-yard line, and he may have gotten the first down on the progress of the tackle.
Yeah, the Rams came up at the end to finish him off, and looked like they may have knocked him forward. It depends on where they marked the ball. It's right at the stick.
J-Rod Poole was the guy who made the reception, and the tackle pushed him forward. And it would appear that it's very close to a first down. It will be 4th and inches if it isn't. It is 4th and inches for Manatee. Let's talk about that defense for a second, Tim. It's a new wrinkle in defensive play from the pros right on down to the high schools, where you have a defensive end who is tall and fast as well as strong, and occasionally he'll drop back in coverage and a linebacker will rush. Now, what happened there is because Simmons is such a big, fast guy, they can also rush him. So he can play the equivalent of a monster man, where he can rush or he can drop back into coverage from his defensive end slot.
I love the old Ted Hendricks. Remember Ted?
The Stork.
The Stork.
Who lives in Sarasota. 4th and inches. Let's see what the Hurricanes can do. 13 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Give up the right side and a first down for P.J. Price to the 45-yard line. It'll be enough for a first down. The clock stops as they move the sticks. Here's a look at it again.
Yeah, this is just a straight drive, straight forward. A lot of blockers in there. There you see number 30 takes the ball, P.J. Price. Offensive line is driving ahead. Gets about 3 yards, and that's all they needed. First down and a new set.
And we get a new quarter to work with, too. We have reached the end of the first quarter with the score: Sarasota's Riverview 7, Bradenton Manatee 7. We'll be back.
Last year's record-breaking heat lasted through summer till the end of fall. Those long, hot summer days are upon us once again, and forecasters are predicting another year of record-breaking heat. Install an Amana air conditioner now and get no payments and no interest for 12 full months and the best warranty in the industry. 10 years parts and labor. Amana Air Conditioning. Call Anderson Air Conditioning. We go the extra mile every day of the year. Anderson Air Conditioning.
Are you happy with the car dealer you do business with? Here's what customers at Thornton Dodge in Venice think.
Trade-in value, I think their offer at Thornton Dodge was much more than the offer I received anywhere else.
They offered us $7,000 trade-in every place else, and here they offered us $10,000.
We saved $3,000 at Thornton Dodge.
They treat me very well here at Thornton Dodge.
Our everyday goal at Thornton Dodge in Venice is happy, satisfied customers.
Oh, they're having fun here at the Ram Bowl. The bands are playing, and they're playing the Hay Song. That's what they call it in our middle school where I teach. Made a band concert a couple of weeks ago at Braden River Middle School, and the 8th grade band finished up with this. The Hay Song.
The Hay Song.
The Hay Song. I don't know what the name of it is.
Straw, right?
What? Not Turkey in the Straw or anything like that. But kids just have a great time around music. And something we want to tell you about in a minute. 1st and 10 for the Rams, rather for the Canes at the 45 in Rams territory. Griffin looks to throw. Keeps it himself. He's upended at the 43-yard line. Coming in was Terrell Cheeves. 5'9", 154-pound junior safety. Came up and made a big hit.
Watch the footwork by Mike Griffin here. He moves his feet out of the way, fakes the handoff there to Kyle Levengood, goes down, and man, number 3, Terrell Cheese, makes a heck of a play there.
We are going to see a couple of great bands at halftime tonight. You don't want to miss that. But something else you might not want to miss. This evening at Hawkins Stadium, where Manatee High has its home games normally, if you're watching on Saturday, band contest. Handoff up the middle is Mark Nyland. He's down to the 35-yard line. It'll be close to a first down. The district band contest will involve 10 schools in the area, and they'll be over at Hawkins Stadium in Manatee on Saturday night. Great contest.
Actually, it's Levengood, the first man through again from the fullback spot. He just runs it through and gets about a nice 8-yard gain. We've got 3rd down and 1.
Ball is sitting smack dab on the 35-yard line. The Hurricanes and the Rams knotted up at 7. But the Canes would like to move the football. On the far side, Lee Waters is split out. Rashad Cooper, is that correct? That can't be right. Rashad Cooper playing in the flanker position? No, it isn't. It is J-Rod Poole in the slot on the far side. There you look at the Hurricanes who got a timeout. They will meet with the coaches on the field. You know, one of the great things about high school football is the constant participation by so many people. Tonight here at the Ram Bowl before the game, there was a spaghetti dinner for, I believe, it was the cheerleaders, so that they could raise some money for things like new uniforms and some of the things that are involved in cheerleading. And cheerleaders now do not just cheer at football games or basketball games. They go to contests. There are national and state cheerleading contests. The bands are involved in all kinds of contests. The Riverview Ram Kilty Band has been all over the world.
And they're going to Macy's this year at Thanksgiving.
Keep your credit cards home, folks.
New York. Yeah, they had a nice exchange. I think they got a $10,000 gift out there today.
They sure did for the Women's Exchange in Sarasota.
Good to see.
Folks, support your high school football teams and your high schools in general. It's wonderful if you can do it. Handoff up the middle and a first down and more for P.J. Price. He is down close to the 31-yard line. There are so many good kids. And we all too often hear about the bad ones.
Exactly what I was thinking, Ralph. There's too many good kids out there. And a few bad ones give them all a bad rap. You see P.J. Rice, he just drives through, goes over the right side. Here you have number 8, Jay Simmons coming in. Number 3, Terrell Cheeves. But it's still a first down. They didn't get there soon enough.
And come to think of it, by the time folks are watching this Saturday morning, I'll be pitching a tent with about 30 good kids in Cub Scout Pack 303.
I'm going to be on Siesta Beach with about 100 good kids having a beach bash.
Right. I think I'd rather be in the tent.
Not me.
Mike Griffin takes it himself down to the 20-yard line. He'll be real close to a first down again. He may even have it. The Hurricanes are chewing up big chunks of real estate right now against the Riverview Rams.
Again, a little trickery, the same play they've been running. Quarterback decides to hold on to it. Mike Griffin, he breaks down the field before Mo Long can get him after about an 8 or 9 yard gain, and looks like they're bringing out the sticks to measure.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the screen. The Riverview Rams players are ever so crowded around the football. And now, of course, we have the official blocking the view there. So we'll just follow the signals because we're blocked out too. Well, it looks like inches to go. The Manatee Hurricanes are coming out fired up. They are ready to play some football. And they have moved the ball well on offense. Riverview has not had much of an opportunity on offense because their first touchdown was a 62-yard run by Torrey Johnson. And they almost got one again, except they got pulled back by a penalty. In the meantime, the Manatee Hurricanes had about a 4-minute opening drive before T.J. Price ran it in from a yard out. We're 7-7. At about the 20-yard line, 2nd and 1 for the Hurricanes. Griffin rolls, takes it up. I don't know if he got it. Yeah, this time he did. He's on the other side of the 20-yard line, according to one official spot. Mo Long makes the tackle, and the official says, yes, sir, move it forward.
First down, Canes. Ball spot on the Rams, 20.
Here you see the quarterback just takes it back, rolls out to the left-hand side. Mo Long is coming over trying to close that hole up. Just can't get there quick enough. Good movement on the offensive line there by George Ling, playing left tackle tonight for Manatee.
And there's the extremely interested Rod Dagenet of the Comcast Cable Administration. Good to see him in a ball game. Haven't seen him for a couple of years. Pass right side, incomplete. Intended for Lee Waters. Pass is a little bit overthrown. And Lee Waters took a shot or two.
Yeah, he was wide open, but they threw the ball a little bit high. Did Mike Griffin.
Be 2nd and 10 for the Hurricanes. And the official says the ball's ready for play, so let's do it. There's the scoreboard. And Griffin sets the Canes with 2 wide receivers and the I formation in the backfield. Griffin passes, inside play, and it's going to be down to about the 13-yard line for Lee Waters. Lee Waters just cut in on a slant pattern, took about 2 steps in and then slanted out toward the middle of the field, and Griffin just hit him right in stride.
Yeah, this is a real quick play. Mike Griffin, fake play action pass, zips the ball out there. Nice slant pattern coming to the inside. You'll see number 10 coming up. Josh Rennick to make the stop.
3rd and 4 is the call for the Canes. 2 wide receivers on the left side. Again, the I formation. Griffin, long count, steps back, looks like he's going to pitch it, and then he's sacked. Who came in to make the stop? It was John Chivas, the 6-foot, 187-pound junior safety. Horse-collared him and brought him down for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, big 3rd down play by Chivas. If you watch here, Chivas just says, hey, I'm not out here to dance with you. I'm going to bring you down. This footwork by the quarterback, Griffin, is awesome. And there you see Chivas coming from the other side, man. He just takes him down. Gets some help from his Riverview friends, but Chivas was the man that made that play.
4th and 5. What does Manatee do here? The ball is at the 15-yard line. They're certainly in field goal range, but I think Joe Canan is probably thinking we need more than 3 here. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. It's a 7-7 game. And now we've got a delay of game penalty.
Flag on the play.
So they'll march the Canes back 5. So it'll be 4th and 10.
I think they kick it now, Ralph.
I think that pretty much makes up your mind.
I'm not convinced that they didn't want to try to draw Riverview off, but they just never got the play to develop and get up there on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, in order to draw them off, you got to get to the line, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, you don't want to get down here, Ralph, and not get some points, you know? They'd hate to turn the ball over again down here. So I think 3 points is the right way to go.
Jason Bartz to try a 20, make it a 37-yard field goal attempt. Bartz's kick is up, and it's good. Jason Bartz, with 7:26 to go, puts the Canes in front, 10-7. And we'll be back with more right after this.
They're definitely controlling the ball, aren't they?
Here at the establishment of Wings and Weenies. Let's go inside. They have a great menu like subs, burgers, salads, and they even serve breakfast. And don't forget our famous wings and weenies. And free delivery too. Look at that guy go. So for great food at great prices, bring the whole group to Wings and Weenies, located on Fruitville Road near I-75 and in the food court at the Gulf Gate Mall.
And our new location on Clark Road.
Southwest Florida, your time is now at Palm Automotive. New Plymouth Breezes start at a low $199 a month. Palm Automotive in Punta Gorda, where early year-end savings means you'll save more. Now at Palm Automotive, take advantage of customer rebates, low interest rates, and big discounts. 96 Chrysler Sebring convertibles start at just $269 a month. Palm Automotive in Punta Gorda, where early year-end savings means you'll save more.
10-7, Manatee takes the 3-point lead against Riverview. I don't know if we mentioned it in the pregame shot, Tim, but the Dunkel Index had Riverview a 32-point favorite coming into the game. And guess what? Doesn't matter. As you said, they got to play it on the grass.
And it's not over yet, though.
High kickoff. Jermaine Ward looks at it on a bounce at the 24. He's snowed under. Tony Davis came up and made the hit. And I think Jermaine Ward was hoping it would take a sideways bounce when it came down and go out of bounds. It didn't, so he figured he'd better catch it because the kickoff is a free ball.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. There might be some people sitting at home saying, well, why did he even bother catching it? Because, but you have to. It's a live ball. If the Hurricanes get it, it's first down for them right where they get it. Different than a punt.
Yes. I once saw a professional football team walk away from a football in the end zone on a kickoff.
Yeah, you've got to be touched
7 points the other way.
I saw that game. Crazy.
I was there. At the 23, Torrey Johnson gives to China Smith, and China Smith bowls his way forward. And a gain of about 6 on the play out to the 30-yard line, or the 29.
That's all China Smith. You see he's got number 55, Scott Rudicelli, wrapped around his ankles and his waist, and he just drags him for about 6 yards.
2nd and 4. Again, the give is to China Smith, and look at him fight his way forward to the 35-yard line. And a first down for the Riverview Rams. Looks like the Rams are going back to their old playbook.
Chris Mays, the center, does a really good job here. He just takes down 2 guys with his blocking there, and then China Smith does the rest. He gets a nice hold just off the right guard there and is able to move it forward.
At the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Riverview Rams. Torrey Johnson running the squad. Jermaine Ward in motion. I think China Smith got the handoff again, and he got maybe half a yard. Went to the well 3 times in a row, and that time the Canes stopped him.
Yeah, went there one too many times. They're going to stop that eventually, but hey, take what they're going to give you to set it up. They're going to kick that ball out to Jermaine Ward one of these times, and he's going to break it down the sideline.
Yep.
Because they're looking for the inside. You see Jermaine Ward as he goes in motion. One of these times, Torrey Johnson's going to pull that ball back out of the gut of China Smith and pitch it out there.
Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Rams. Ward in the backfield, along with Roderick Miller. And China Smith is the fullback in the broken bone. Ward in motion. Gives to China Smith again 4 times in a row, and this time he's out to the 44-yard line. He gains about 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 2. And once again, China Smith just keeps going forward. The boy does not move east and west. He continues to run north-south.
Yeah, he's got some very, very strong legs. And there you'll see some of his offensive line trying to help move him out there. Got Torrance Hayes in there doing a good job, just pushing the defensive line back.
P.J. Price and Scott Rudisil making the stop for Manatee. Guess who? China Smith, first down at the 47.
You didn't give me a chance. I was too slow. I was going to say China Smith there.
Oh, okay.
That was my guess.
Okay.
How many times in a row is that? 6? 4?
5.
5, okay.
On this drive.
We'll settle. There you see Jermaine Ward going in. It's the same play. They haven't changed anything.
Nope.
Just trying to get some good blocking. You see Chris Mays. You see Torrance Hayes doing it again.
This time Torrey Johnson keeps it. There he goes. Can he go out of bounds at the 27-yard line? Yes, he can. He did go out of bounds at the 27. Torrey Johnson stuck it in his gut and pulled it back out and left him.
Well, that's exactly what happened. Here you see they fake it to China Smith. He pulls it out. He sees a nice hole there. You see number 22, Roderick Miller, nice blocking. He turns this thing upside and he gets a nice stiff arm in the face, but he just runs out of real estate.
1st and 10 at the 28. Give is to Roderick Miller, and he's down to the 26-yard line, a gain of about 4. Roderick Miller, at 5'9", 157-pound senior, is like the 3rd man in the backfield.
You know, Ralph, I was watching Roderick Miller and Jermaine Ward out back in the backyard here, practicing before the game started. I was wondering what they were doing, but all they were doing was just running a little bit and pitching the ball, running the ball and pitching it. And they were just getting used, and they would pitch it, grab it, tuck it away. And that's exactly what they're doing tonight out there. When they get the ball, they tuck it away, run upfield.
Courtney Watson is wide to the right side. The forgotten man in the offense is the wide receiver. Give is to China Smith, and we've got a flag for illegal procedure against Riverview. Somebody moved a little early.
Yeah, you'll see here on the replay, you see Torrey Johnson just on the right side there, the right guard. just moves just a little bit, and all you have to do is flinch, and they're going to call that legal procedure. False start, probably several other names.
Manatee 30.
5-yard penalty makes it 2nd down and 11 with the ball at the 30-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the first half. 10-7 Manatee over Riverview.
Nice drive by the Rams here.
As opposed to the first couple where it was just a couple of big plays. Pass is to Wiz Harris. Harris is going to take it upfield to the 23-yard line. Looked like he short hopped it, didn't he?
Well, I'm amazed he didn't have his knee on the ground when he caught that ball. It was very close.
It may have been a lateral.
You see the same formation. Throws the ball out there. No, that's a forward pass. But see, his knee is on close to the ground, if not on the ground. I don't know if we have a chance, we can back that up.
It's 3rd and 4 for Riverview. Let's take a quick look.
His right knee is on the ground right there. He should have been marked down. Riverview gets a break.
3rd and 4, and here we go. And
they get another break.
Yeah, they do.
It's a game of breaks.
Tony Davis jumps offside, and I think they will call it encroachment. Was he drawn, though? That's the question. Encroachment, Manatee, 5 yards and a first down.
Ralph, I really am surprised he didn't call that, because with the knee being down, I mean, that's one of the calls that these high school officials really, they key on it. And you see it called many times during the game, mostly on a kickoff return or a punt return. They practice putting their hand on the ground, so they can't do that. Of course, he was receiving a ball, so he couldn't put his hands down there.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Again, the broken bone for Riverview. Ward in motion, gives to China Smith. No, Torrey Johnson kept it himself. And Torrey got wrapped up by P.J. Price.
P.J. Price, I think, was in on that play, Ro.
Yep.
That means he's going both ways.
Loss of 2. They're going to spot it, no gain. 2nd and 10. Tough angle from here.
P.J. Price is playing fullback on your short yardage situation on offense. Looks like he's playing right outside linebacker on defense.
To the near side, Wiz Harris. In the slot is Roderick Miller. High formation for Riverview. Torrey Johnson spins left, keeps going. 10, 5. Is that where he got it? Are they going to throw a flag on a late hit? At about the 7-yard line is where he went out of bounds.
What a great block by the wide receiver, the split end there, Wiz Harris, number 12. But watch right at the end of the offensive line, Ben Garrison. He really turns his play and gets it in, and China Smith gets a nice block. And once Torrey Johnson gets around the corner, you see Wiz Harris was staying with his man as long as he could, and they certainly could have thrown a flag for a late hit. That was against the chain links.
3rd and about 2. Ball at the 7-yard line. Maybe the 9. At the 9, 3rd and 2. Johnson calls a timeout. Is that their last timeout of the half? I believe it is. 2:20 to go in the first half. No, they have 2. Okay, I'm reading the scoreboard backwards. Haven't been over here in a while.
How do you read a scoreboard backwards?
Well, you see, I was looking where the guest timeouts left. It has 1. Riverview has 2 left now.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right.
I understand.
This is an impressive drive by the Rams, though. They really done a good job of driving it down their throats. They have a great offensive line, very large offensive line, very strong. Their techniques are very good. They all block somebody.
You know, this ball club ranked nationally in several different publications is showing why it is ranked. They have good execution. They play very well, make few mistakes. Good ball handling, power running, good blocking up front, good defense. It's a total package for the Riverview Rams this year.
And I'll tell you that John Sprague probably de-emphasizes that number 1, number 5, number 6 all week long, because it doesn't matter where you are right now. It's at the end of the year where it matters.
Right now they're at 3rd and 2. Torrey Johnson going to take it himself, turns upfield behind the block. I don't know if he got the first down.
Yeah, first down.
Yeah, he did across the 5 down to the 4-yard line.
We've got a tough angle from where we are. Matter of fact, where you're sitting, Ralph, you can't even see the other side of the goal line.
So I'll watch the monitor with you.
You'll see China Smith leading the way. There's number 22, Roderick Miller. He's out there. He hooks up with one of the linebackers. Torrey Johnson turns it up, gets as much as he can, gets first down. Nice play.
1st and goal at the 4. Torrey Johnson wearing number 1, the quarterback for the Riverview Rams. Now they go to the straight wishbone formation. Haven't seen that all night. China Smith bowls his way forward again.
Down about the 2.
And he got down to the 2 for a gain of 2. 1:45 on the clock. It is ticking down. And the Rams would like to get a score to go into the locker room with at halftime.
Yeah, he's over there behind Neil Zigblocki. No, that's not how you say that name. How do you say his name? I want to say it right.
We have a pronunciation guide.
Ziglobicki. Yes.
Yes.
Good blocking.
I bet his nickname is something like Pickle.
I think it's exactly like Pickle.
Handoff up the middle. Did he get there? Touchdown. And China Smith heads into the end zone. And the Rams go up 13-10.
Boy, what an offensive attack. They just keep driving it at you, pushing you, pushing you, pushing you. There you'll see number 88 from the tight end, Cody Bathgate. Nice block, turns his man in. China Smith right off the left side.
Jay Frank will try the point after.
Frank will attempt, mark him holding.
They score with 1:15 left on the first half clock. And the Riverview Rams take the lead. And to it, they add another point. 14-10, Riverview over Manatee. We will be back with more of tonight's high school action right after this.
Only you
can prevent forest fires. And it's true. We know we can count on you to do what Rocky says.
drown your campfires with water. Make sure it's totally wet. Then stir and drown again.
We know we can count on you to do what Rocky says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
In America, you are not required to offer food to the hungry or shelter to the homeless. There is no ordinance forcing you to visit the lonely. In fact, nowhere in the Constitution does it say you have to provide anything for anybody. Thank you for all you've given. Imagine what more could do.
14-10, Riverview in front of Manatee. A lot closer game than many expected. With $1:15 left in the first half, the Rams are going to kick it off. Mike Schaefer kicks it deep. High end over end kick. And back into the end zone. And Lee Waters a little upset with himself for stepping backwards.
Nice kick, though, by Mike Schaefer. Man, he really nailed that ball. He's only a sophomore. And I don't know if he's the one that's going to be next in line after Jay Frank, but not many sophomores kicking the ball in the end zone in high school football.
You got to figure that by the time he has another couple of seasons of good workouts and weightlifting and gets that leg built up even more, the Sarasota County has had its fair share of kickers move on into college and pro ranks. It is not unusual because of the great soccer programs there are here for the high school kickers to get recruited and later go on and play some good football. Ooh. Simmons is hit twice. I'm going to tell you, he took a shot and then another one. He is sacked for a loss of about 7.
Well, you'll see in the bottom, Mo Long, number 30, hits him first. And then Aaron Bartolane comes and finishes him off. There's Mo Long, and there's Bartolane. There's number 77 for Chris Pennington trying to get Bartolane off of him, and they both land on poor Mike Griffin.
There's a running play. Looked like Griffin kept it himself. Got back out to the 16-yard line. And the Canes call a timeout with 37 seconds on the clock.
Actually, Riverview
the Rams call a timeout.
They've got a shot. They say, hey, we can get this ball back with 30 seconds. We want it.
I was a bit surprised that Riverview called the timeout.
Hey, they know what they can do.
3rd and 14 is coming up.
They can score in one play. After the sack, they're going to look for something wide open. It's not there. Griffin's just going to take off. Mo Long comes up. There you see Bartolane again comes up, makes the tackle. And then Riverview quickly calls a timeout. So with 37 seconds to go,
They still have a timeout left, so if this play goes quickly, they'll get the ball back on the punt and maybe have one shot into the end zone, possibly even two.
The clock will stop on the turnover, on the punt, on the change of possession.
3rd and 14. 3rd and 14. So you know the Hurricanes are going to be throwing the football, trying to get that first down to keep their drive alive. Riverview's got to be thinking, A, let's pick it off, or B, at least make it an incomplete pass. It'll stop the clock, and they'll get it back again. Griffin rolls left, takes some time, throwing downfield. Pass is complete to Mark Nyland. Nyland is down when he catches the ball. It will be enough for a first down.
And there's that knee down again when he caught the ball. They did call that one. Riverview get 2 breaks tonight with the knee down.
Clock is down to 29 seconds, but now
they'll start
have a little more room. Clock is rolling. Griffin gets a snap, deep drop, throws, pass is complete and out of bounds. Was that Rashad Cooper? It was Waters. Lee Waters who made the reception. Knocked out of bounds short of the first down.
They're just taking what Riverview will give them. And Waters goes down about 8 or 9 yards, does a little out pattern. Griffin fires the ball in there. Josh Rennick's right there. Knocks him out of bounds about a yard short of the first down. 19 seconds.
2nd and 1, 19 seconds on the clock. There's time for 2, maybe 3 plays here.
Do they try to go long?
I think you try to go maybe 30, 35 yards on this play. See what you can get.
Riverview looks to be pretty much in a man coverage here. Defense.
Again, the 7-step drop. And this time Griffin is sacked back at the 27-yard line. And coming up with the sack is Jay Simmons.
Yeah, it's all mute now. Watch the replay. We've got a holding call here that's missed. You'll see number 52 goes flying in. Look at it, he gets tackled. Bubba Hubbard goes flying in, or he gets tackled. Pennington tries to bring him down, and number 8, Jay Simmons,
gets credit for the sack. We've reached the end of the first half. The score: Manatee trails Riverview 14-10. But are we going to have a penalty that's going to delay our? What are the officials doing? They're going to give Manatee a timeout. Timeout Riverview with no time left on the clock. Now they're going to put some time left on the clock. We'll see exactly what they do.
Dan, can you get a close-up of 52 in the huddle on defense?
They're going to move the clock down. I guess they're going to say about 6 seconds are left, because the Rams called timeout at the conclusion of the sack. There you're watching the clock tick down. That's about as exciting as watching paint dry.
Ralph, I was going to show you guys number 52, Bubba Hubbard. He's got a great hairdo, man. He's got it going on down there, man. He can play some football, and he's also a styler.
Styler?
Styler, man.
Whoa. We'll see if we can get a picture of Bubba a little later on.
Anthony Bubba Hubbard.
One of the
got a football sound, doesn't it?
Yeah, one of the great names of high school football.
He will.
I used to, when I was in high school, I played with a kid who was a defensive lineman. His name was Gino Conti. I mean, does that sound like a defensive lineman? Could have been Gino Marchetti's cousin for all I knew. 7 seconds on the clock. Rams are at it.
Flag on the play.
Now we get a flag.
Longest last 8 seconds in football here. Trying to run the clock out, I think.
Is this like, do we go up and down the court and shoot fouls now, or what, folks?
That's what my wife always says to me. Is this 1 minute, or is it 1 minute of football time or basketball time? Or
see, now in hockey, 1 minute of playing time is 1 minute of playing time.
They're down a bunch.
Is it really the last inning? You know?
Yeah.
She's learned over the years that you just have to ask those type of questions.
Ask the Braves.
1 minute could turn to be about 35 minutes.
Well, now we're about 3rd and 18 for the Hurricanes. Griffin. Yeah, we got more movement.
But they don't want to be outdone, you know. If the left side's going to move, the right side's going to move. They're going to balance it up. Get a little sloppy here at the end.
You know, it's things like this that drive you a little strange.
Yeah, they just want to get in. They want to get in the locker rooms right now and regroup.
Well, I see how Manatee's going to do it. They're going to penalize themselves all the way back to the locker room.
and I think all they're trying to do is, I think Mike Griffin just wants to take a knee. He just wants to let the clock run. Riverview can't stop it anymore. They've used all their timeouts. Let's go in and regroup. Hey, Manatee has to be happy being only down 14-10 at the end at halftime.
Well, we'll try it again. 3rd and about 23 now. Griffin's going back to throw. Pass is knocked away, incomplete.
And we've still got 2 seconds left.
So now it's 4th down.
So they block it. Riverview picks it up, runs it in.
No. You take the knee, run out the clock.
Well, you actually got to take a couple steps backwards to make sure you get 2 seconds off. Taking the knee might only take 1.
For Riverview,
I'd take the snap, take about 3 steps back, and just fall down.
Well, what you do is you go to normal punt formation, snap the ball, run around left and right, and go out of bounds. And that's it.
You don't want to go normal punt formation because then you could have a chance of a bad snap.
Well, let's see here. The quarterback's up tight. Go back, throw, pass.
You really want to do something?
Almost intercepted. Glenn Robinson had his hands on it and pounds the turf. He wanted that football and he didn't get it.
They're pulling out all the stops tonight, Ralph.
14-10, Manatee over Riverview. The bands will be up next. Stay with us.
One of the reasons lions roar is to warn threatening bachelor males from other prides to stay away from their young. Here, a lion cub gets a lesson in proper roaring from its father. Teaching this behavior is not just crucial to the pride, but also to the survival of the species. Just a reminder how important it is for fathers to spend time with their children.
Here's my nephew Scruff about to run into trouble again.
Hey, Bobo, where's your video game? In here. Oh, look at this. Uh-oh. It's my dad's. You want to hold it? What'll I do?
If you get my new comic activity book, More Adventures with Scruff, you'll find out what you can do about bullies and guns. And you'll see lots of games.
Cool.
For your free copy of my new comic activity book, just write Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652, and help take a bite out of crime.
I want it. I want it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Manatee High School Music Department is proud to present the 1996 Marching Canes under the field direction of drum majors Brett Pettigrew and Pat Manning. The drill team captain is Rebecca Jones and the co-captain is Angie Jenkins. The color guard captain is Amber Fender and the co-captain is Courtney North. Tonight we feature an entire show of music from the renowned musical group Chicago. We begin with Make Me Smile.
love that safe, free feeling you get in a pickup truck, Larry.
Yeah, nothing but you, me, the open road, a deer.
Yeah! A cow! Yeah! An ostrich! The village people! The village people!
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Especially in pickup trucks.
I didn't know the village people were doing a road tour.
Where's Michael?
National Guard duty.
Ah, bet he's just sandbagging.
I don't think so.
Sure he is. He left us with all the big fires to put out.
Over 52% of our military is made up of the National Guard and Reserve. They serve in times of war and in times of disaster. And the jobs they perform are hard enough without you making it harder.
Well, let's hope he's ready for some late nights when he gets back.
Please support your employees in the National Guard and Reserve.
You are 100% unadulterated energy. You have no choice but movement. You aren't acted on. You are action. You have the power to make the world a better place. You already know how to do it. Volunteer now for the American Red Cross. Call your local chapter for details.
20 kids. For 1 hour a week, you leave your concrete world of flip phones and faxes and talk to 20 kids about how business works. They will question everything. But those 20 kids will talk to 20 more. So by Saturday, what you said on Thursday could be halfway around their world. You get to make a difference. Could just make the rest of your week pretty dull. That's the new JA, teaching kids how business works.
It's closer than anyone thought it would be, even at the half. 14-10, Riverview over Manatee. And I'll tell you, there are some great plays being made on this field tonight. The Riverview Rams got a 61-yard touchdown run from quarterback Torrey Johnson, and later scored on a 2-yard dive by number 32, China Smith. Those two have carried the bulk of the offense for Riverview tonight. In the meantime, the Manatee Hurricanes are looking at a field goal and a touchdown to make it 14-10. And you look at the Riverview sidelines. And we want to say a special hello to our friends in Manatee County watching on Time Warner, Channel 21. The Manatee touchdown came from Price on a 1-yard touchdown run 4 minutes into the game. And then Bartz hit a 37-yard field goal in the second quarter. That's how we got to where we are, 14-10 Riverview. And they'll accept the kickoff to open the second half. It comes down into the hands of Wiz Harris. Harris got whizzed. They turned him in the cheese whiz. 5 Manatee Hurricanes gave Harris a shot. Follow that one, Tim.
Yeah, it was led by number 52, Maurice White. They kicked the ball. Wiz Harris, I mean, he's going to get the ball because that's where they want to get the ball. And there you see, Maurice White just wraps him up. He gets some help from number 73, which I don't have on my sheet, but they brought him down. Maurice White was really the man that made that play.
The Rams will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line, and they have a wide receiver to the far side. That is Wiz Harris. Quarterback is Torrey Johnson, again the broken bone. This time the give is to Jermaine Ward up the middle across the 30 to the 32. Got about 7 on the play. A nice bit of running on the inside trap.
And it's always interesting, Ralph, to see the adjustments that were made at halftime. And they have not used the inside trap to Jermaine Ward, to my knowledge, tonight. I don't think they did that. There you see good blocking again by number 79 for Riverview, who is Torrance Hayes, and he's done a good job all night from his left guard position.
And for only the second time tonight, Roderick Miller went in motion. Now Ward goes in motion. They give us to Ward again. He goes off tackle across the 35, down to the 36. He'll be close to a first down. May have it by the length of the football. They will move the sticks. First down for Riverview.
First down, Rams.
Now here, see, he goes in behind the fullback, goes in behind China Smith. He takes the football. Nice block there by number 64, Scott Gammon. He does a good job, and they get a first down. Nice running by Jermaine Ward. Two carries in a row to Ward this time. Start the second half.
1st and 10 Riverview at their own 36-yard line. They lead by 4. Give. Is that Wiz Harris? It sure is. Look at him go. Wiz Harris could go all the way and does. A 63-yard touchdown run for number 12, Wiz Harris. 5'11", 154-pound senior. And no flags on the play.
Watch the replay. Pickle is the one that makes the play. Ziglo Bickey, number 66. Watch the block, the pulling guard. Boom! He flattens the guy that he's supposed to take. Wiz Harris breaks a tackle, and the rest he just outruns the rest of the Manatee Hurricanes, and he goes all the way for a touchdown to break it open here to start the second half. But Pickle, wow, he just laid his guy out. That was neat to see.
1 minute, 13-second drive. Didn't take a whole lot of time off the clock. Jay Frank's kick is good. Makes it a 21-10 ball game. Riverview jumps out ahead of Manatee. We'll be back.
Last year's record-breaking heat lasted through summer till the end of fall. Those long, hot summer days are upon us once again, and forecasters are predicting another year of record-breaking heat. Install an Amana air conditioner now and get no payments and no interest for 12 full months and the best warranty in the industry. 10 years parts and labor. Amana Air Conditioning. Call Anderson Air Conditioning. We go the extra mile every day of the year. Anderson Air Conditioning.
After more than a quarter-century of world-class service, Harbor Nissan is growing again into our all-new auto center in Charlotte Harbor. Deal now to save with all new 96 Nissans at absolute factory invoice. Discounts up to $5,000. New Nissan starting from less than $10,900. Harbor Nissan is overstocked and forced to sell new cars and trucks at factory invoice. It's a great time to deal, so hurry in to Harbor Nissan, US 41, Charlotte Harbor.
Schaefer to kick off for the Riverview Rams, and the Manatee Hurricanes need to get back into this game. A squib kick will be picked up at the 11-yard line. And coming upfield hard for the Manatee Hurricanes, number 13, Kenny Green, brings it out to the 28-yard line. It is there that the Hurricanes will set up 1st and 10.
And Ralph, that's exactly what Riverview wanted to do. They wanted to come out of the locker room the second half, drive right down the field and score. I didn't think they would do it in 3 or 4 plays, but they did. And now, you know, that scoreboard, when you look at 21-10, boy, that's a big difference from 14-10. And now we'll see what their defense can do, and we'll see what the Manatee Hurricanes can do on offense.
We'll see if the Hurricanes made any major adjustments to their offense.
I'm sure they did.
Joe Canan is not one to sit idly by and watch his team lose a ball game.
We saw that at the end of the first half when he kept throwing the ball with just a few seconds to go.
Yep. And quarterback Mike Griffin has dropped as he tried to go up the line. He didn't get anywhere. In fact, he may have lost a yard. Good effort by the Rams on defense, and it looked like Griffin didn't really have any place to go.
Yeah, it looked like Glenn Robinson and John Chivas came through here and really make a nice play. There's number 91, also Brian Miller, at the bottom of that pile. Also give him credit for making a great play there.
2nd down, and we'll call it 10 for the Hurricanes. Leigh Waters comes to the near side along with P.J. Price. 2 wide receivers on the far side, and a lone setback. Back to throw, passes to Waters, he can't hold on. Coverage on the play by Josh Rennick.
And Ralph, Leigh Waters at the last second just took his eye off that ball. Instead of watching it into his hands, he was looking to see who was coming up to pop him. We don't have the replay on that, but that's what happened. Just a lack of concentration at the very end of that play, and he just drops the football.
Heard the footprints of Josh Rennick. Or the footsteps of Josh Rennick. Thank you, Truck.
Maybe he just heard Josh coming. Maybe Josh was yelling.
Maybe Josh was breathing hard.
He flat dropped the football.
3rd and 10. High formation for the Hurricanes. Pitch back. Now reverse. Waters is hit twice, 3 times. Finally brought down by Bubba Hubbard. Bubba hit him hard. He was the 3rd Riverview Ram to hit Waters, though.
Yeah, but watch number 15, Mac Daniels. He makes a great play. He's way in the backfield here. He is not fooled at all. You see him. He's just waiting for Waters to come to him. He misses the tackle, but he does drive him way deep around there. And there you'll see number 4, John Chivas comes up, and he helps him put the hat on him.
The ball is spied at the 21-yard line.
Must have been against the Hurricanes. They've declined it, and it looks like they're going to punt, Ralph.
It will be 4th and 19.
I think it was illegal motion.
Well, we're both sitting here watching the replay. And,
right. I think they had 2 guys in motion, because as soon as Waters took off, they threw a flag. So you can't have two guys in motion at the same time. I think that's what the call was.
Torrey Johnson's back deep, along with Wiz Harris. And here's the punt. They get it away. Harris will pick it up at the 38-yard line. Reverses his field, comes up the middle, heads for the sideline, tries to deke a guy out, can't do it. The man who stayed at home was Mike Adams, and the ball will be spotted at the Manatee 45-yard line. And once again, the Rams will get a short field for the drive.
Ralph, watch number 30, Mo Long. If we can stay with us long enough, these punt blockers give themselves up. Whoa! He flips right over the blocker. Wiz Harris takes the ball all the way up top of the field, cuts completely across the field, gets some nice blocks. There, number 11, Todd Johnson throws a nice block, and number 10, Mike Adams brings him down.
At the 45, 1st and 10, Torrey Johnson fakes to Smith, takes it himself, and gets about 5 to the 40-yard line. And that was a nifty bit of running trying to get through that Manatee Hurricane defensive line.
It almost looks like a broken play, but it's not. It's a designed play. You'll see Roderick Miller go in motion. Torrance Johnson just holds the ball, Torrey Johnson, and he gets 5 yards out of this thing. It's hard to believe. He really, all the blocking and the pursuit and everything went away from him. He took what he could get.
2nd and 5. Now look at this. Ward and Miller are wide receivers on the far side. The I formation has Smith and
give the ball to
the man
Wiz
carrying
Harris.
the ball. Yep.
I haven't seen that formation before.
No, haven't seen that at all. Wiz Harris, the tailback in the I formation, goes for 2 to about the 38-yard line.
Well, Wiz Harris is normally at the top of your screen as a wideout. He takes Roderick Miller's place in the backfield in a deep I and a tail, and he just runs the ball, runs right behind Ben Garrison, actually pushes Ben through the hole. He follows behind just a short gain.
Anson Jones makes the stop for the Hurricanes. 3rd and a long 3 for the Rams. Things are a little bit back to normal now in the backfield with Ward in motion. Give us to China Smith. He's stumped right away. China Smith was just leveled by number 53, Tony Davis. So it'll be 4th down for the Rams.
Yeah, they just do a straight dive to China Smith, fullback, takes it straight up the middle. Not a lot there. Nice play by number 56, looks like Mike Barrett on the bottom of the field there.
The Rams on 4th and 3 are going for it. Johnson has the I formation, 2 wide receivers at the top, and now he takes a timeout.
They wanted to see what they were going to show him.
I think you're right. I don't think they were trying to draw him offside so much as seeing what kind of a defense that the Hurricanes were showing.
I think they're still going to go for it.
7:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. 21-10, Riverview in front of Manatee. A special thanks to the folks at Hungry Howie's Pizzas and Subs on Bee Ridge Road and in the Merchants Point Shopping Center in Sarasota for providing pizza and Howie bread for the Comcast cable crew prior to tonight's broadcast. It, as usual, was wonderful. I think we had some garlic crust tonight. We had pepperoni and sausage, and the Howie bread was delicious as well. If you're having a football party this weekend, why not check into Hungry Howie's Pizza and Subs.
They've got Ben Garrison lined up at right tackle now, and Cody Bathgate goes up and plays tight end on that side, and they're going to sweep that way.
Torrey Johnson's going to keep it, and there he goes. He runs through the defense, stays on his feet to the 3-yard line. What a run. Looked like David Bailey finally pulled him down.
First and goal for the Rams on the 8-2.
My, how many tackles did he slip?
Ralph, that's his sure talent. You see Ben Garrison at the top and Bathgate up there. They're blocking China Smith. And there you'll see number 22 is also up there, Roderick Miller. But the rest is just Torrey Johnson. Watch him high step. Watch him move away from those guys. He just misses this guy here, sidesteps this guy. Man, he missed about 5 guys missed him. That's excellent, excellent
C.J. Carlock gets credit for the tackle. Number 26.
What ability.
China Smith. First and goal at the 2.
Torrey Johnson
was it Torrey kept it? He did. Touchdown.
I was fooled too. I was watching China. I said he had to fumble the ball because he didn't have it. You're in a bad spot here, Ralph.
Never make excuses. We'll take a look at it again.
You're going to see Jermaine Ward come around to fake to China Smith. There he does have the football. You'll see China laying on the ground. I saw him with his back on the ground. Torrey Johnson, he deserved that touchdown.
Do you notice how coolly Torrey Johnson carried that football? The proverbial loaf of bread.
They're starting to break it open.
Be a little more careful about protecting the football.
They're starting to break it open here, Rel. Right through the middle.
Jay Frank's kick is good, makes it 28-10. Riverview over Manatee. We'll be back with more right after this.
Score big with Derby South's fall football savings. It's model year closeout time at Derby South in Venice. Get the best deal of the year with year-end manufacturer incentives on all 1996 Buicks, GMCs, and Isuzus. Also introducing no haggle pricing on our huge selection of pre-owned cars and trucks, all priced below book value. Now is the time to buy. Come experience the Derby South difference. These great deals are only at Derby South in Venice, just 20 minutes south of Sarasota Square Mall on Business 41.
October is the perfect time to reminisce with Comcast. Remember the movie that made you laugh?
Put the other one up!
Made you cry? And made you gasp? Join Comcast for a look back at the memorable roles played by some of today's biggest stars. Enjoy a month of memories.
To a job well done.
With Comcast.
The program you are watching is brought to you by Comcast.
Mike Schaefer, the sophomore, to kick off. Ball is spotted at the 40-yard line for the kickoff. Schaefer's kick is low. It comes down at the 4-yard line. And the Manatee Hurricanes aren't going to get much further than 15. My. The Riverview Rams are starting to really heat it up. Kenny Green, the return specialist for the Hurricanes, got snowed under.
We got a Riverview player down on the field, Ralph. He's the outside man. Looks like it may be Jay Simmons, but I'm not positive. The outside man on the kickoff team. He came flying from the outside. I think it's Jay Simmons. Might have got a stinger. He dove into the pile. 4 or 5 of the Rams.
It is Jay Simmons. So let's see if we can determine exactly what will happen here. They've got.
There you see Bubba Hubbard in the huddle I was telling you about.
Big boy.
Here you'll see, be at the top of your screen, you'll see where Jay comes from. He just flies across the middle. Oh, actually comes right up the middle.
Almost landed weird. It almost looked like he got a helmet under like his arm into the side.
His left elbow is what they're looking at.
Well, his arm was up as he was hit. And that exposed his entire left rib cage. He might have gotten a shot in there.
I thought he came from the top, but he actually came up the middle. He could have took an elbow, a helmet to the elbow, and that'll hit your funny bone and really send you numb.
Why do they call it a funny bone?
I don't know. It ain't nothing funny about it.
I'll explain it later. 1st and 10 at the 15. That's exactly right. Pitch outside, and once again, the Riverview Rams have it smelled out. Nowhere for Travis Roberts. No gain.
And watch number 4, John Chivas. He's coming from the top of the screen. He's in the backfield. There you see number 95. Nice hit by Aaron Bartolane. And Chivas really makes that play, but doesn't get credit for the tackle.
2nd down and 10 at the 15. The Hurricanes looking to get back into this ball game, trailing by 18 with 6:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Mike Griffin with a long count. Fades, rolls left. Looks for an open man, incomplete. Intended on the far side for Mark Nyland. And there's a flag on the play. And Terrell Cheeves is hopping mad.
They're going to call pass interference?
That's going to be a hard call, but maybe it happened before the spot where we see the flag. Let's take a look at the replay.
Well, Terrell Cheeves will be at the top of your screen. He's the closest one in coverage. See him rolling out. Man.
Well, you know what they may be calling there is that Terrell Cheeves had his arm around the waist of the intended receiver, and they might call it some kind of a hold.
Well, they're probably saying he impeded his progress by bumping his left arm against the receiver's right arm, but wasn't a whole lot of contact.
Ball was spotted at the 25-yard line, 1st down there, so it has to be Well, let's see, if they spot it at the 25, it would be a 10-yard penalty. So it has to be defensive holding. Now the officials call timeout. They're still talking about it, and that's what they'll do. They'll discuss it further. 1 tick off the clock beyond 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Next week, Comcast folks, we will not have a ball game for you. We are going to take a well-deserved rest. Actually, what we're going to do is going to try to find out when Scott Wilson is getting married, and we figure it will take the entire weekend. So we will be back in 2 weeks.
Plus, all of our teams are out of town.
Oh, he's getting married December 14th. We know the date.
Oh. We know the place, so we can invade it.
No, we don't know the place yet. He won't tell us.
Will we tell that publicly?
I don't think so. There's a guardhouse. They're having it in the guardhouse.
Yeah. Is it outhouse or guardhouse?
Guardhouse.
Guardhouse.
Anyway, we'll be back in 2 weeks with Sarasota versus Charlotte.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah, it will. Hurricanes now 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. They called it pass interference, and the give 33 is Travis Roberts. Roberts is wrapped up after about a 2-yard gain over there on the coverage. Sean Stump.
Yeah, Stump makes a nice play, and Bubba Hubbard's also in there. Trying to get used to Bubba's new number. It used to be number 34, I believe. Now he's playing with 52, and you'll see number 91, Brian Miller. You'll see Sean Stump in there. Good pursuit. And they're going to have to start to put the ball up in the air. And looks like the pocket is open. When he rolls out, it looks like he doesn't have a lot of protection when he rolls out. But if he just stays in the pocket, it looks like he might could get some time to throw the ball up the field.
And it looks like now the Riverview Rams are in zone coverage.
They are.
So if they can find the seam, the Hurricanes may have a shot. There was a pass intended for Robert Smith, but the pressure on Mike Griffin was so strong he had to release the ball early, and it was less than accurate.
Yeah, Mo Long put the pressure on, and he caused the ball to be curly, and no one was able to get to that ball. Nice pressure by Mo Long. He come in from the defensive end position and actually got a hand on it, knocked it down.
3rd and 9, and the nickel package is in for the Rams. Coming into the game is McDaniels. He's going to be playing a linebacker slot, but he's got enough speed that, see, he's in that defensive end slot that can also be a linebacker. Again, that zone coverage on the outside. Big pressure. Look out. There went Mo Long. And Mo Long just dragged down Mike Griffin for a loss of about 5.
Well, there's nothing better when you're a defensive end and you're coming from that blind side. The only reason the quarterback knew that he was coming, Griffin heard the fans start yelling. Here comes Mo Long, and he's running for his life, and he isn't going to get too far at all. Mo Long brings him down, and number 91 comes on, Brian Miller, and finishes him off.
4th and 14. The Hurricanes will kick the football away. Spiral will bounce at the 44, and that's where it goes out of bounds. Actually, it bounces at the 46 and goes out of bounds there. And the Rams will have the ball in their own territory, leading 28-10 with 4:29 to go in the third quarter. Riverview 7-0 and 3-0 coming into the game. Victory tonight about clinches a district championship, and then it'll be off to the playoffs the week before Thanksgiving.
I don't know if there's any about in there, is there?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's a total downfall, but I think tonight would clinch it. Riverview started off a little bit slow, but they've really put together some good drives here.
And they look to do it again. Wiz Harris, wide receiver to the right side. Ward in motion, give us to China Smith. And Smith, he got met, head up in the hole by Chris Norris. Chris Norris just came in and stood him up.
Second about 6.
And Chris Norris has seen that play all night, playing that defensive end, that right defensive end position. And Torrey Johnson coming up there and ball handling well. And Norris just took him in that time.
Ben Garrison, big number 76 for Riverview. He's playing a right tackle slot. How big is he? How about 6'8", 247 pounds. You wonder why they don't run there. They just did. And
I believe he's
Rod
smart
Miller.
I believe he's smart as a whip too, Ralph.
Yep. Rod Miller got maybe a yard running right at him. Watch number 76 at the top of your screen.
Great technique, great technique. He had some leg injuries last year and early this year. Not much on that game.
3rd and 5 for the Rams. You know, of course, whenever you spotlight a player, he's either going to do really well or the play is just going to come.
Now they flip-flop Garrison. He's at the left tackle spot.
Ball's on the ground. Who got it? Bounced up into the hands of Torrey Johnson. He turns the corner at the 45. Gets the first down. Maybe. I think they're going to give it to him at the 42. What a bounce for Torrey Johnson. Right back up into his hand.
Boy, when things are going right, they go right. He's getting all the hops. He laid that ball on the ground. It bounced right back up to him. He gets around the corner. Here you'll see it. I formation. This doesn't get the snap real well, but nice bounce right up to him. See number 53 for Manatee. Tony Davis is in there. He can't break it up. Torrey Johnson gets to the outside. For number 26 rides him out of bounds. C.J. Carlock.
At the 42-yard line, 1st and 10 in Manatee territory. Once again, Johnson, but this time he doesn't get it.
Manatee's got
the ball was on the ground. Who came up with it for the Manatee Hurricanes? Big number 75, Billy Tutko.
He just didn't get the snap, Ralph. I don't know what happened. Chris Mays and him just 2 plays in a row. They had a little miscommunication.
I don't know.
Chris Mays is the center, and he just doesn't get it. I don't know what the problem is there, but it's a turnover.
1st and 10 now for the Hurricanes. Maybe this break will turn it around.
That's what they've been waiting for.
They need one right here.
See if they can capitalize. Defense has to step up for the Rams now.
Canes go to the I formation with a wide receiver left and right, trailing by 18. 3:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. Deep drop, looking to go long. Does he have Waters? No, it's incomplete. And it looks like Josh Rennick is going to get called for either holding or pass interference. Man, I'll tell you, the flag came out. Rennick was on Lee Waters, but the question is how much?
Well, I was watching Rennick the whole way, and you'll see, we don't have it here on our camera, but when we can get downfield, when the ball is thrown, Rennick has already touched him once. Then he reaches out there towards the end of the play. He actually grabs him again with the right hand. He grabs the tail of his shirt. And I believe that was a good call.
It was. It was a close call, but a good one by the official.
And I'll tell you, in high school football, if you're burnt like that, you're better off getting the pass interference call because it's usually 15 yards instead of giving away the touchdown.
So the Canes get the ball 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line in Riverview territory. And Griffin is going to do all he can to get the Canes in the end zone. Quick throw, the slant in pass again to Waters. And Waters gets inside the 35 to the 37. Check that, the 33-yard line. And he'll get about 8 on the play.
I love the footwork by Mike Griffin. He just steps back, goes back, does a slant in. You see the nice blocking? It's almost like a wide receiver screen pass almost. The way he cuts back and comes across the middle, they pick up 8 yards.
They work that slant really well.
They do. They do a good job.
Set, that's a nice play.
And the offensive lineman out there blocking for him by the time he gets the ball.
2 wide receivers on the right side. This time Griffin takes it himself. He's slapped down, and a flag comes flying in at the end of the play.
Yeah, Billy DiPsolo for Manatee reached out and grabbed Aaron Bartolane, number 95 for Riverview, and they're going to call a holding here, I believe.
You mean this is not reach out and touch someone?
No.
We'll wait to see what the crew, led by Jerry Cole, decides.
I wouldn't give you wrong information.
Holding against Manatee, and it's not going to help the Canes drive much.
Watch the bottom of your screen if you can see it. Right there, number 95. You can see he's almost taking his jersey and his pads and everything off of Bartolane, and the referee calls it.
2nd down and 14 with the ball spotted at the Riverview 44. Waters goes wide to the right side. To the near side comes Travis Roberts. In the slot is J-Rod Poole. Simmons has a lone setback. Throws the ball. Intercepted. Picked off by Todd Johnson. Johnson looked like the intended receiver. It was right in his hands.
Todd Johnson just in the right place at the right time. Again, this fancy footwork here by Mike Griffin. They've done a lot of this play. Mo Long's coming in from the backside. And there you'll see Todd Johnson just comes flying across. I think that ball was intended for number 41, J-Rod Poole. But Todd Johnson picks it off.
See, the receivers were in the seams. The ball wasn't.
Right.
Both of those receivers were open, but instead of throwing to one or the other, he threw down the middle, which was not where the seam was. Wiz gets the call, and Harris out to about the original line of scrimmage, the 36. Maybe a yard to the 37. It will be 2nd down and 9.
So Manatee cannot cash in on the turnover. They give the ball back to Riverview. And here you'll see Wiz Harris trying to find anything he can from that tailback position, and there's nothing there. Gets about a 1.5, 2-yard gain, and Wiz Harris comes out of the game.
To the far side for the Rams goes Courtney Watson. Again, the broken bone in the backfield. Jermaine Ward, Roderick Green, and China Smith, who got the football. And China kind of got chopped down from behind. He was being stood up, and it looked like he got leg whipped. Was it Torrey instead? Okay, it was Torrey. You know, he handles the ball so well back there.
He's a magician back there, the way he handles the ball. There you see Big Ben Garrison, all 6'8" of them. He's playing a heck of a ball game tonight. You see Jermaine Ward go in motion. He puts the ball in the gut of China Smith and then holds on to it. Number 24 does what he's supposed to do. Anson Jones, he turns that ball, or the ball carrier inside, and we've got an injured player on Manatee at the end of that play.
With 1:02 to go, we'll let you know what happens with the injury. 1:02 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's Riverview 28, Manatee 10.
I lost you. Hey, I lost you.
Let's face it, where you buy a car is based on how you're treated, the price, and trade-in value. Here's what customers say about Sarasota Nissan Jeep Eagle.
I went to one other dealership, and they were so rude. They were terrible. So I walked out of there. I came to Sarasota Jeep. Within a couple hours, I had my car. I was happy. The payments were wonderful. I saved $100 a month. I had such a good deal. My husband came back and bought a Jeep Wrangler.
At Sarasota Nissan Jeep Eagle on Bee Ridge at Beneva, we treat you the way you want to be treated.
No matter where you are, there's a report being prepared, research being done, technology being used, all to bring you important political information, up-to-the-minute weather conditions, plus helpful tips and advice. So when you need important information...
You mean I'm not a bad parent?
Not a bad parent.
Good.
You can count on Comcast.
The program you are watching is brought to you by Comcast.
3rd and 7 for Riverview following the injury timeout. Johnson throws to Wiz Harris on the outside. Harris across the 45, still on his feet at the 50, and there he goes, Wiz Harris. And Torrey Johnson is just kind of walking slowly off the field. Gets a hug from John Sprague, and it's a 34-10 ball game. A 54-yard, check that, a 64-yard play.
And it's starting to get a little bit ugly. Even the players on the Riverview side are starting to taunt a little bit. It's amazing how this play has been open all night long. He's doing the same thing. What Riverview does a good job of is they break tackles. There they get past the line of scrimmage, and once he gets past the line, say bye-bye, Wiz. And I'll tell you what, he has some impressive speed. 4.3 speed in the 40, I'm told.
And the try for point is good. Makes it 35-10. Riverview over Manatee with 49 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Ralph, did you see how quick, once Wiz Harris caught that ball,
he was off and
changed direction? Man, I tell you, he has separation speed. That's quick.
If we can bring the replay back, Dan, please. I want you to see something. Jermaine Ward looks like he's going to block the wrong guy. Watch how this play develops, and you think, now watch here as Jermaine Ward, number 9, comes out. You want him to hit this guy right here, but no, he goes past him, takes out number 30, and allows Wiz to cut back. I mean, if you're looking at the play, you think he ought to block Manatee Hurricane C.J. Carlock, but instead he takes out P.J. Price.
Great run, though, by Wiz Harris. Boy, those are moves that you don't teach. This is God-given ability.
And the Rams to kick off again. And the Hurricanes take the ball at the 5. Coming upfield through the wall of blockers. And the Rams are there. And they are fired up. Pumped up. And the man returning the ball, we don't even have a number 20 in our roster. Was that number 30, P.J. Price? Maybe it was 34, Kyle Levengood.
I tell you, Ralph, this game is really, the momentum has changed around where Riverview really is starting to dominate this football game. If you just watch on this kickoff return, they've got a beautiful wedge set up, but it doesn't mean a thing. Watch the maroon shirts that come through there. They're all over them. And there you see number 20, Thorne Brown, just laying his shoulder into him and making the tackle. A lot of dark red shirts putting their hats on the ball out there.
Let's see who the injured player is. It may have been the return man, Levengood. Now he's up. Let's get a number on him then. Yeah, it is Levengood. He walks off a little groggy, but I think he'll be okay. Probably had the wind knocked out of him.
John Chivas, too, for Riverview. This is the second time tonight I've seen him stretching. His legs cramping up a little bit. They're playing hard, though.
42 seconds left in the third quarter, and the official signal the clock is ready. The ball is at the 20-yard line in Manatee territory. Griffin hands off to number 31, Tremaine Pete. And Pete maybe got a yard and a half.
Yeah, Sean Stump makes a great play from the right defensive end on that one. Turns it in and turns it down. About a yard and a half on that carry.
Second down.
Comes off the field.
We'll call it 2nd down and 8. The clock continues to roll with 20 seconds. Wonder if the Hurricanes will try one more play before the clock runs out. They get to the line. It looks like they're going to. Griffin still has the I formation and 2 wide receivers. Long count. Gets the snap. Deep drop, looking to go long. Pass is complete. Coverage for Riverview by Josh Rennick. Who's going to come up with the football? It is Lee Waters. Lee Waters gets the first down at the 40-yard line.
And the key to this play is the offensive line for Manatee gives Mike Griffin plenty of time. I told you the center of the pocket is where he needs to stay. Good coverage by Josh Rennick. And Lee Waters makes a nice catch just to end the third quarter. Nice reception there.
We'll be back with more of tonight's ball game with the score. Riverview 35, Manatee 10.
We're finally here. The all-new Gettle Toyota is open, and we're excited to be here. Our huge showroom features today's newest Toyotas and Kias at Gettle's guaranteed lowest prices. The all-new Gettle Toyota stocks over 500 new and used cars, trucks, and vans. State-of-the-art service, parts, and body shops add to the Gettle assurance of worry-free driving. All of this plus your lowest price or $5,000 guaranteed. The all-new Gettle Toyota Kia on US 41, 3 miles north of Sarasota-Braden Airport.
Want to get in on the action? Or maybe you just feel lucky. Come on, take a chance. Whether it's thoroughbred horse racing or championship greyhound racing, Sarasota Kennel Club has it all. You can bet on it.
First and 10 for the Manatee Hurricanes at their own 40-yard line. Trying to get a drive together. They trail by 25 with exactly 12 minutes to go in the game. Don't count out any Joe Canan coach team, though. Doesn't happen that way. Pitch back. Here's the reverse again to Waters. Waters to throw. Pass is incomplete. Broken up. Looked like Terrell Cheeves hit the intended receiver, who was Rashad Cooper. Was not. Tell me what you're saying.
J-Rod Poole.
Okay.
The intended receiver, number 41. You'll see Waters comes from the bottom of the screen. They pitch back to the running back, 33, who is Roberts. And then Waters throws a beautiful strike. Chivas is right there, just gets enough in the way. And you'll see number 41, J-Rod Poole, just flat drops the football.
2nd and 10 after what could have been about a 30-yard gain or more for the Hurricanes. Well done. Set up earlier, too, very nicely. And there's the shuttle full pass up the middle and nowhere to go. Once again, the Rams had it covered. Getting up was Roberts. Travis Roberts had nowhere to go. And I think, well, we'll let you look at the replay. And
well, here comes Mo Long from the bottom of the screen. And he's coming. It looks like he's going to get to the quarterback, and then he pitches it. And there's Bubba Hubbard, number 52. Wow! He puts him down. Good play. They've seen that several times tonight. They're not fooled by that anymore.
They have seemingly shut that down by just pinching in on the inside.
Really, the first time they ran it was the only time it was effective. Since then, they really have done nothing with it.
3rd and 11, a loss of a yard on the play. The ball is at the 39-yard line. And the Hurricanes going to try something. Here's pressure again. Throw to the outside. Incomplete. Coverage from Josh Rennick. Knocked the football away. Would have not have been enough for a first down anyway. Intended for Waters. It'll be 4th down.
Nice play by Josh Rennick. Watch the replay. He comes over to cover the wide receiver. He's at the top of the screen. Long has to run all over the field to try to get in back there. But watch Rennick's right hand at the last minute. Just slaps the ball down. Would have caught it, would have been short, but he knocks it down. Makes a great defensive play, number 10, Josh Rennick.
Joe Canan sends in the punt team. I guess he thought about it for a minute, but not long enough. The Hurricanes are taking their time setting up this punt. With the ball at the 39, I don't think they can outkick the field. Now,
Riverview doesn't have enough on the field either, I don't think.
The Manatee calls a timeout.
Riverview's only got 10 on the field. So it's a good thing that Manatee called the timeout. You'll see another Riverview player come out.
Con Nicholas, the defensive coordinator, is out there.
Asking for volunteers.
Said, yeah, hey, will somebody come out and play? John
Number 6.
Now, a couple guys come out.
Hey, I got hurt, coach. Let somebody else play.
Now they've got 12 on the field.
I'm over here in traction. You want me to go out there on the field? Is there anybody else?
Well, Glenn Robinson comes out now. And on the near sideline, the fans are swaying to the sounds of the
Village People.
Village People. YMCA.
Amazing how a song like that lasts so long.
Well, it was brought back through one of the recent movies, I think. There's a whole new generation discovering those guys.
Village People, real quality fellows.
Oh, the Crash Dummies brought that back then? Thank you. Oh, okay. Anyway, here we go. Here's the punt snap. We got a flag, and we're going to do it again. See, and the music never stops, so we're all set.
Maybe that's the penalty.
Oh, is that what the penalty is?
I don't know. No YMCA music during a punt.
Maybe no Village People during the punt.
Should never be any Village People during any sporting event.
Illegal procedure is the call against the Manatee Hurricanes. And, you know, I'm just starting to wonder.
They didn't have
the next
12 guys on the field, did they?
It's a good thing we're not playing at Sarasota, because they'd have to play in the Navy.
Oh.
Okay. Then with that, the music stops. So I guess that's my contribution for the night. 4th and 15. Ball at the 35. We'll try it again. See if we can get this thing off. Here we go. Good high kick. We'll bounce at the 39. Get away from it, fellas. That's a little crazy. It will take a Manatee roll down to the 26-yard line. And the Rams will have the ball at their own 26.
You know, Manatee's played a very strong game up to this point, but you can almost see, I mean, they've got some guys that are playing both ways. You can almost see in this second half where it's maybe caught up with a little bit. Maybe they don't have the bodies this year that they've had in the past, and they're still giving it a good effort, but looks like Riverview's just getting the better of them right now.
They have a lot of juniors coming back on this Manatee High team.
It's like Sean Markham's in the game now, Ralph.
Yeah, you're right. Sean Markham is the quarterback for the Rams. It looks like we have the same backfield the rest of the way, though. but into the regular wishbone formation. Sean Markham.
That wasn't a face mask? I guess not.
Sean Markham took it himself, went out to the 32-yard line.
He's asking the referee.
Unit 6, second 4.
Is this part right here considered my face mask?
Let's take a look at it again.
I'll tell you what, I like the way Sean Markham handles the football. He does a really good job. He has great hands. He's a great athlete. You'll see right here. No, I guess he has his jersey.
He had him by the shoulder pad.
Yeah, he did.
He had the top of the shoulder pad. Good call.
I saw his head turn around. I thought maybe he had part of it, but...
2nd and 4. He's probably looking for more blockers. One wide receiver to the far side, and again the wishbone. This time to give us to Jermaine Ward, and Ward maybe got a couple. Got close to the 35-yard line. He'll be a yard to a yard and a half shy of the first down. Right now, the Rams, big surprise, are going to run the football.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to take off time on the clock and do what they do best anyway, which is to run the wishbone formation.
I tell you, I was watching Courtney Watson, number 81, on that play for Riverview. It's got to be tough sometimes being a wide receiver for Riverview. Those guys just, all they do is block sometimes, and he stayed with his block until the whistle was blown twice. And he was staying with it. Good job.
Sean Markham in relief here in the 4th quarter. Gives to China Smith. China Smith is running. He's down to the 40, the 35, the 30, and dragged out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and a flag comes in on a late hit. Actually, I don't know if that is much as a late hit or just a continuation of the play, which went about 6 yards, 7 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, when you try to tackle a guy like China Smith, again, I was just wondering, when is China going to break one? And here he is, bangs off the left side of the offensive line. And I'll tell you, this big guy can run. And there they go, they have him. Very end of the play, he has him by the jersey. That's number 11, Rashad Cooper, who just decides to give him an extra tug and make him part of the chain link fence and get some laundry thrown on that play.
Play of about 50 yards for China Smith.
China Smith can drive you crazy as a defensive player because he gets 5 and 6 and 5 and 8 and 9 and a 12-yard gain, and then boom, there he is, 55 yards down the field.
Now they step off the 15 for unsportsmanlike conduct, and that will put the ball at the, I want to say the 10-yard line, but that's it. They're stepping back from there as they measure it, so they'll put it at the 13. 1st and 10 at the 13. Sean Markham gets a chance to run this Riverview offense. A lot of people thought he might be the starting quarterback this year. When Torrey Johnson returned, it ended the speculation. Fumble, and where did it go? I think the Hurricanes recovered. Yeah, they did. See who came up with the football. It looks like it might have been Chris Norris.
Let's see what happens here. Markham under center. China Smith got the wishbone offense in there. Gets the hat, gives it to China Smith. The ball is out right there. It's laying on the ground. Markham doesn't see it. He's got his back to the ball. He's going, what's going on? But I don't think the exchange was really ever made. China got hit about the same time the ball was being put in there.
About 9 minutes to go in the ball game, and the Manatee Hurricanes would like to take advantage of a turnover. Pass right side, incomplete. Intended for Lee Waters. Mike Griffin still in the #1 spot for the Hurricanes.
I don't know what happened on that number 44, the tight end, Mark Nyland. Nobody was covering him, the tight end. He was wide open, but the ball went immediately to the other side, so I don't know if they'll try to come back to him, but the tight end was wide open on that play.
Todd Johnson's calling the defensive signals now for the Riverview Rams. He looks over to the sideline, gets the call from Coach Con Nicholas. Tells the team what to do. 2nd down and 10 at the 16. Griffin sets his players finally. Drops back, throws, passes complete, but gain of about 3. And once again, the Rams defense is swarming all over the Manatee Hurricanes.
Yeah, and Todd Johnson makes a great play along with Bubba Hubbard. It looks like Aaron Bartolane's over there. Watch this play. He closes very quick on the ball. And there's Johnson closing to him. Here comes Bubba Hubbard and Bartolane. They're all finish him off. I see on the sideline, Coach Sprague was talking to Markham, and then Markham was talking to China Smith, and they're just trying to figure out what happened. You know, did China think he wasn't getting the ball, and Markham thought he was, and just try to eliminate that from the next time.
Gain of 4 on the pass play makes it 3rd down and 6 for the Rams, rather for the Canes. Pass is incomplete. Trying to go on the right side in the secondary, and Waters could not get the football again. He was separated from the ball, but we've got some whistles.
Yeah, the Hurricanes are trying to move the ball up the field. They're trying to pass. There's a good pass rush by the Riverview Rams. Again, good coverage by number 10, Josh Rennick, who has really been right around the ball all night long. And we've got a guy down the field, and it might be the quarterback, Mike Griffin. He has taken a lot of shots all night long.
I'm not sure it's Griffin.
It's either Griffin or it's Lee Waters. Griffin has taken some shots. I think it's Griffin.
Is it Griffin?
Ralph, you'll see the replay.
I can't
You'll see number 8. You'll see number 8, Jay Simmons, coming hard from that bottom defensive end. You see Mo Long has moved into the middle. Somebody's got him around the ankles and can't really tell who it is. But they've been hitting him hard all night long, even when he's been getting rid of the ball. And that is the quarterback, Mike Griffin. He's a tough young man. He's a little bit wobbly right now and doesn't want to leave the game, but he's going to have to.
We may see Mike Adams on the next series for Manatee.
I believe maybe Brian Miller was the one that got Griffin down from the waist.
Back deep, Wiz Harris and Courtney Watson for the Rams. They're standing back between the 45 and 50-yard line in their own territory. Now Wiz Harris moves up. Kick goes towards Harris's side. It will bounce in midfield. Harris picks it up on a hop. Tries to come back the other side, running back.
Oh, what a block!
What a block! And Harris is still on his feet. Everybody's buzzing. He falls down at the 47-yard line.
Aaron Bartolane just freight trained a guy from the blind side.
And man,
oh my word, and it was a legal block all the way. But number 42, George Garnett, feels like a train just ran over him, and his name was Bartolane. Goodness gracious.
George Garnett is not a big kid either. He is 5'6".
Watch number 95. Wiz Harris is excited to come the whole way across the field. He's just trying to outrun some of these guys. Boom! Oh, what a hit by Bartolane. Completely legal hit. And the man he hit actually was Maurice White, number 52. So that's not the guy that went down. Oh, there's nothing better than a clean hit in football. That's the way they draw it up. You don't get to make those very often from the blind side.
There's a flag thrown, personal foul, Riverview. Now, I'll tell you what that probably is. Somebody said something after the play. That's what that has to be. Watch this now. Is this going to be a full speed?
I'll tell you what, Aaron Bartolane was pretty happy. Oh, man, that hurts me right up here. But I'll tell you, Bartolane was pretty happy. I don't know if they called it excessive celebration, but
that might have been it.
Bartolane will talk about that hit to his children and his children's children, I'll tell you.
That's a grandchildren.
That's what football's all about right there.
That's a grandchildren kind of hit.
That is. Whew.
7:50 to go in the game. Sean Markham is taking over for the Rams at quarterback. And we've got a whole bunch of new guys in there. Vegas Brown is in. And Markham takes it himself out to the 42. Gain of about 4 on the play. Who else is in the backfield? Vegas Brown is there. Roderick Miller is there. And I think that's about it. Those are the changes.
Here we'll see Sean Markham. I like that name, Vegas Brown. Takes to him in the middle, keeps the ball, tries to go to the outside. He has nobody out there with him, and 3 of the Manatee Hurricanes bring him down for a short gain.
It will be 2nd down and about 18 after the long penalty. Markham rolls, throwing long. Wiz Harris can't get there, and there's the flag coming in from the far side. I was wondering if the flag was going to come out. Luke Marler on the coverage for Manatee. Actually, what happened was Wiz Harris stopped and Marler kind of ran into him.
Well, I don't know. If they call this on Riverview, I don't know that I agree with it. The ball was underthrown. Markham tried to make the adjustment. You know, I think the problem is that the Manatee guy didn't have his head turned to the ball. But if you watch this on the replay, he just tries to get back to the ball, and he has to run through the Manatee guy to get there. I'm not sure what they're going to call here. Ball was underthrown.
The officials are going to talk about it. Well, we have a minute. Well, here's the call. Pass interference. Offense.
I think that's the right call. I really do. I think it should have been a non-call myself. But
I think they were both going for the ball.
You sure couldn't call pass interference against the guy from Manatee.
And John Sprague is incensed. Look at him. He wants a timeout. He wants to talk to the referee, I think. He's upset. Well, John's up 35-10, but he's still in this ball game 100%. See him calling for the timeout? He wants to talk to Jerry Cole.
He's getting a personal foul called on him.
Yep.
Sometimes you just don't get the calls, you know. But I really think that should have been a non-call by the officials. I think that they were just going back to get the football. Wiz Harris was. He made a nice adjustment on the ball. The defender didn't know where the ball was. And that's the defender's fault. He should know where that ball is. What you do when you're a defender, you watch the receiver's eyes. His eyes will light up when that ball is about to come to him. And here you'll see him. It's just incidental contact. I really don't believe that anything was done to cause a penalty there. John Sprague got done what he wanted to do. He talked to the referees and told me he wasn't happy about it.
Got his say in.
Got his say in, that's right. But the ball was just underthrown. It was a nicely thrown ball. It just kind of hung up there a little bit. Shows you what they want to do, though. When they get these other guys in, they don't get them in there just to run the clock out. They get them in there to learn how to play football.
Let's take a minute to remind you of the band competition at Hawkins Stadium on Saturday night, October 26th. If you enjoy the marching bands that you see at high school games, you'll want to be there for that. Sean Markham is going to try to run the offense. It's third, and, well, it's like a commuter airline run from here. Markham pitches back, and Vegas Brown gets the call. He got maybe about 5 yards out to the 34-yard line. The ball was spotted at the 29 in Riverview territory. They need to get to the 38 in Manatee territory.
There you see the fake to Redden. Then they kick the ball outside to Vegas Brown, and he turns it up. There's no help out there. He just runs through some white shirts and gets about a 4-yard gain.
It's fourth down. We will see if the Rams kicking game can outkick the yardsticks, the down marker and the 1st and 10 mark. The scoreboard shows 4th and 38. I'll take their word for it. I'm not going to count it up. Jay Frank to punt. Doing well on a sore ankle. Gets a low snap, kicks it away, kicks a boomer. At the 25-yard line, Kenny Green takes it to the right side, and Green is to the 37. And that is where the Manatee Hurricanes, with 5:56 to go in the game, will try to mount a drive. They trail 35-10. The Riverview Rams have gained immeasurable confidence in the third quarter.
Yeah, nice kick. Ball's kicked really deep. That's almost an illegal block. He really decides to let him go. Marvin Harris takes a shot.
George Garnett gave him a shot. That's where it was. 1st and 10 at the 37. Handoff inside. Little bit of running room there for Tremaine Pate.
Ralph, neither one of these teams have quit playing. They're playing hard, and it doesn't matter who's in there right now. It's the second team or the third team. They're out there to play some football and to learn how to improve and play hard.
Mike Adams is running the offense for Manatee.
Just like you said.
It's not real hard to look down the depth chart. And Adams faces 2nd and 4. Handling the ball for the second time tonight on a snap. Give up the middle. And up for a first down is Mr. Tremaine Pete. Moves the football forward to midfield. It'll be first down for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and he drug Mo Long about 4 yards with him before Mo Long was able to bring him down. Now, you see right through the middle, you see Mo grabs him. He just drags him down the field.
Now, Pete is only a sophomore, and in fact, he's up from the JV squad playing tonight, so he's getting an excellent opportunity here. At the 50-yard line, Adams is going to try to rally this Canes ball club. Pitch is back, and this time it's Roberts, and Roberts tries the right side, and he's brought down in Riverview territory just at the 45-yard line. And this Canes team is picking up 5 yards at a clip. May bode well for the future.
It looks like Riverview still has a lot of their starting defensive linemen in there as well. Here you see Adams, quick pitch. He's got number 31 out there leading the way. 33, Travis Roberts takes it, goes around the outside for about a 5-yard gain.
Second down and a long 5 for the Hurricanes. Adams, a junior quarterback, will probably have the starting job next year. Handoff is to Pete again, and it looks like that may be the combination of the future for the Hurricanes. Pete gets about 3 more. Well, we'll call it 2. It'll be third down and 2 with the ball at the 42-yard line in Riverview territory. Meantime, the clock continues to roll. Keeping the ball on the ground is running the clock out. If Riverview hangs on, which would seem to be a certainty, they've captured they've captured a playoff shot.
Right.
They have not necessarily captured the district championship yet. That's next week when they play Brandon. Run up the middle and a gain of about 7, and P.J. Price gets the first down for the Hurricanes.
Dylan Delorey's in the ball game, number 2, and he comes from his outside linebacker position, flies across the middle, puts a hat on him, and gets some help from several other the Riverview Ram players.
At the 35, the Hurricanes continue to move the ball on the ground. And here we go. With the I formation, 2 wide receivers on the near side. Adams pitches back, and a little bit of running room there for, I think it was P.J. Price. Price was stopped by Stump. Gain of about 4. And the Manatee Hurricanes are just really, at this point, trying to let the second team and the future starters get some experience against a very big, very good Riverview Ram team.
Nice play made on that by number 20, Thorne Brown, junior defensive back for the Rams. Made a great play on that last carry.
Adams fakes, keeps it himself. Drives forward, may break free at the 10, and dragged down inside the 5-yard line by Terrell Cheeves at about the 2-yard line. And for some reason, I don't think the clock moved.
I don't know. You see just a mix-up here. I don't know if they thought he handed the ball off or what, but he just follows number 77 right through the hole there. Chris Pennington, big, huge hole. Nice blocking by his running back. And then he just outruns a few guys, tucks the ball away, and gets everything he can.
It's down to the 2 where the Canes have first and goal with 1:58 and counting on the clock. Adams will take it himself, give it to Price. No, he indeed gave it to P.J. Price. Price got maybe a half a yard.
Todd Johnson with a big hit. Todd Johnson came up from the left side of the defense and really laid it on the running back.
Maybe 1 ball spot about the 3.
Watch number 11, Todd Johnson. It's in the backfield of the defense, and there he comes flying around the corner, and boom, he sticks him and spins him around and puts him down for no gain.
Second down and goal at the 3-yard line. Rams working defensively, the Hurricanes working on the far side hash mark. Give inside, and again they're stood up. The Canes are stood up as they try to get into the end zone, and they're going to take another crack, I'm sure. Running the football is P.J. Price again.
Yeah, I think number 95, Aaron Bartolane for the Riverview Rams. First one to hit him down at the bottom of the field right there. That's Bartolane. And then he's got some help from Todd Johnson, Mo Long, number 4, John Chivas. They're all in there.
45 seconds on the clock and counting.
The Rams defense is determined not to give up another touchdown here.
The Hurricanes break out of the huddle. To the far side goes Gerard Poole. We'll see if Adams can get the team in. We'll watch along with you. And Adams stumbles, twists, can't go anywhere. And guess who made the tackle? Big Bubba Hubbard. 13 seconds on the clock, and that may do it.
Again, but watch on the replay, Ralph. Bubba Hubbard gets credit for the tackle, but it's Bartolane, number 95, who makes the play. Aaron Bartolane, here he is. He's beat his man, and he turns it around, sets him up, and Bubba Hubbard, man, he puts his hat on and brings him down. Sets up a 4th and goal with a loss on that play.
Ball is marked back at the 8-yard line. There's 11 seconds left on the clock. They would like to get into the end zone. Our production crew for tonight, our producer, Dan Knispel, always ready with a comment during the broadcast. John Parmenter on the camera, along with Dave Perkins, Scott Wilson, our director. Back at the studio tonight, Barry Kornacki. And our announcers, I'm Ralph Giannotti. Tim Garvey is the man to my right who's been providing the insight and commentary tonight. Our statistician and spotter, Ralph Giannotti Sr. I want to thank you for showing up, Dad. Good to have you back this year. Okay. Tell you, it's amazing what happens after those artificial hips get in there. You can climb some of these press box stairs anymore.
There's a lot of steps outside of this one.
At this one, boy, it sure is.
Thanks to Riverview staff. Another good job of hosting us this year.
They do a great job. Hopefully we'll be back for some playoffs. And Adams is unhappy. Oh, look at that. What a great play. Direct snap to P.J. Price. It didn't work. It didn't work. I'll tell you what.
What a great play, though. What a great play.
Oh, man. Mike Adams goes to the line, calls snaps, looks upset.
Show us the replay, right?
Motion, and the direct snap goes to P.J. Price.
I was just sitting here going, what is he doing?
Look at this.
Watch the quarterback. Number 10, Mike Adams. He's like, all right, he's disgusted. I've had it. He won't hike the ball. He throws his hands. He slaps. You see quarterbacks do this all the time. There it is, a direct snap. He's got the guys out there blocking. Number 30, P.J. Price takes the ball, cuts around the outside. There's Bartolane again. There's Todd Johnson. I tell you what, these guys for Riverview have played one whale of a game.
And they came back into it. They came back into it because a few of them were up clapping their hands.
Yeah.
And they got there.
That play was great. Great in design, just didn't work to the full extreme.
Well, Sean Markham goes into the scrum, and that'll do it. 35 to 10, Riverview over Manatee. You know, I know we've wrapped up the production crew and everything, but that last Manatee play reminded me of last year when I think it was Dan Marino with the Dolphins started, you know, it was at the end of the game. He was calling he was going to spike the ball to stop the clock. Right. Instead, he throws a touchdown pass. That's exactly what happened there.
Yeah, Bernie Kosar called that play.
Yeah,
it'll work.
What a great play. If Manatee has anything to talk about after this game, it is that play.
This was a great football game, Ralph.
Yeah, it was.
Manatee doesn't have anything to be hanging their heads about. They played hard all the way through the game.
They sure did. Final score from the Ram Bowl is Riverview 35, Manatee 10. For all the production crew here at Comcast, our thanks to the folks at Time Warner in Manatee County and in Cablevision Industries of Palmetto. We will see you guys somewhere down the line. For the folks watching on Comcast, we'll be back in 2 weeks with Sarasota and Charlotte. Bye-bye, everybody.